Oh, what is up? Straight Talk Society. This is your host, Trevor, and I am back with another episode of Man Talk Monday. Listen, there's no need for no introduction. There's no need for no high production or anything like that. Shout out to your peanut butter face. Shout out to your Ricardo. There's no need for any introduction, no overproduced show today because I am warning you today. Today's show is going to be of the very sensitive. Um, you're not going to comment on this one. Yeah, you should. Hey, I take all comments. Um, this show today is going to be of the very sensitive nature. As I wait for my co-host to come on, you guys know I always, the show was really set to start at 6:30. So before they come on, I like to go over my regular stuff. So if you guys haven't, please check out Pause and Reflect from this morning. I think everybody that was there could agree we went to church this morning. Shout out to Jackie McCall in the building. We definitely went to church this morning, and I didn't even ask you for an offering. You can come to my service and it won't cost you a dime. um, but yeah, we had a great time this morning on Pause and Reflect. But like I said, as I was pondering over things that we were going to talk about on this show, I was asking the guys like, what's relevant, what's popping right now. And they were like, oh yeah, people are still talking about Shannon Sharp and all that type of stuff. And I was like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about that stuff. It was mentioned to me about the gorillas. I guess there's some things going around about how many men could beat up a gorilla or something like that. None of that stuff matters to me. None of that stuff matters to me. As I tell you, I'm taking the channel in an entirely different direction. The direction this channel is going in is about teaching and being productive with the time that we have. We're on a platform that has over 1 billion users. So we're definitely going to use the platform for good to reach the masses, to reach whoever we can. I'll say that because, people don't want to listen when you're talking about good and righteous stuff. They only listen when you're talking about foolishness. And that's just the unfortunate, side of it. So I don't, however, whatever, we'll still make it do what it does. But today's show, I saw a couple of stories. One that happened right here in Florida that I can't believe. I don't know how I missed it. I really, really don't know how I missed this story being in Florida. But again, I probably was being distracted because of some foolishness. I probably was being distracted by Shannon Sharp and his foolishness. I probably was being distracted by some entertainer. Shout out to Keela in the building. I probably was being distracted by something that means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that's not what we're doing over here. As you guys know, a couple of weeks ago, Tape Fist Politics came to an end. The wrestling show came to an end. And it's funny, they all ended on episode 70. As the greatest of all time, John Cena is on his retirement tour. Man Talk Monday is also coming to an end. We just don't know when we're going to end it. As far as like we're on episode 60, so I guess just to be in line with everything else, we might do it. We might do it to episode 70. Who knows? But we'll see when it gets there. I put it out to the guys, and they were kind of non-committal either way. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it as it comes, man. But I do want to let you guys know going forward, this channel has to be about more than bull crap, man. The channel has to be more about shining a light on things. You guys know I don't check my Instagram mix. I only check Instagram once a week because I fast from social media just like I fast in real life. So I only go on Instagram once a week. So I don't see the messages that you guys are sending me. I check it on Saturdays. So Mike sent me this video, and I'm like, oh my God, but I didn't know anything about it because again, I stay off of social media until the weekend. just because to me, I think social media and all that stuff is and has been a distraction to us, to keep us blinded from the real stuff that's going on. So before we get into the show, before my co-hosts come on, let me make sure I sent them the link. So Kevin and Mike, they should be up soon. Hopefully Wayne will join us. We haven't seen Wayne in a while, but we do know Wayne is around. So let's get into this, because I did see a story on Twitter that got me. And the only reason I'm doing this is because, and hopefully C-Dub is listening in. He asked me a question yesterday. I was on this panel yesterday. We had a fantastic conversation yesterday for about an hour. And he asked me a question. He asked me, can people be born gay? And I'm like, no. I just emphatically, y'all know me. New people, you like, what is he gonna say? But y'all know me. Y'all know that's not even something I had to think about. What's up to you, CT Flemings? That's not even something I had to think about. So you asked me that, and emphatically, it's just no for me. No. Can people be born gay? No. So I saw this video on Twitter, and I wanted to save it. I wanted to do this before my co-host came on, because y'all know I like to get it in on these type of topics, and I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable or make them have to feel a type of way because they're on the show. So I take all the smoke for this. And by the way, I already cut off all my ad reps, so today is going to be one of those shows where I'm probably going to be very flippant, because there's some things that these 3 stories that I have are really going to piss me off. Really, really going to piss me off. So let's get to this. Let me share my screen real quick. And again, I hope C-Dub is listening. I want him to answer this for me. Answer this question for me, Dub, because I'm about to show you something, and I'm going to the Bible afterwards. So let's wait a minute. Where are we? God, I act like I forgot how to do this. I know we're not here every week like we used to be. Okay. Share screen. Which one do I want to share? All right, here we go. Right here. All right. So let me see. Is it up? Yeah, it's up. So this comes from Twitter, and this says, "This is my final form. Son reveals his mom became his dad." Let's see this foolishness.
My mom became my dad. When I was younger, I called him my mom. I started calling him my dad when I was probably in middle school. He's always there for me whenever I need something. When he went through his process, I was 11 years old.
How did your dad first broach the topic of transitioning with you?
He asked me how I'd feel about it, and I said, if you want to be my dad, you can be my dad, because you already dress like a boy anyways. And don't let anyone bring you down. Just do what you want to do.
We went through counseling for 5.5 years, and I think it's very important for a lot of trans people in general to put the children in counseling, to get them more understanding of what they're getting themselves into, because not everybody is going to accept you right away. It was best for him to give me the opportunity to have a choice, or him have a choice. And together we both made one. And his choice was first. And then I accepted it.
My mom became my dad when I was young.
Oh, boy. All right. Who gonna guess what I'm about to say now? Who guess what I'm about to say now? First of all, shout out, but peace to my brother Duran in the building. This morning show was so powerful. I had to hold up so much hope for Mr. Straight Talk. The things you read about the law and love for the Bible is working on. Hey, Duran, absolutely, Duran. Hey, and listen, Duran, I give you guys a lot of credit, because even though I pushed against a lot of what y'all were telling me, y'all never stopped beating it in my thick skull. So I do appreciate that, man. I do appreciate that. I'm telling you, man, I'd embrace that Hebrew. I'd embrace my Hebrew roots right now if y'all can reconcile John 3:16, but y'all can't. Nobody can reconcile John 3:16 for me, and that's the problem. Let's go to the Bible, man, because I gotta go to the Bible. I'm sorry. They asked me, man, how come you always go to the Bible? Because again, I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what you can't find in the Bible. You listen to Pause and Reflect this morning. We talked about looking in the mirror, and the scripture said, if you don't obey, it's like you're looking in the mirror and not realizing who you are. Man, come on, man. Let's go to the Bible for this. Let's go to the Bible. Let's go to the book of Romans. Let's go to the book of Romans. Where are we? Let's go to Romans 1. Romans 1 and 18. Let's start from 1 and 18. No, let me go to 17. No, you know what? Let me go to 16. Let me start at 16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also the Greek. For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith. And as it is written, the just shall live by faith. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men. That's what you just saw in that video, who hold the truth of unrighteousness, because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has showed it unto them. God has shown every one of us how to live. For the invisible things of the creation of this world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power of the Godhead, so that they are without excuse. There's no excuse for this foolishness. There ain't no excuse. And I'm coming to beat you across your head with this judgment. And y'all say, Trevor, you can't judge. You a liar. I could come judge in righteousness. And that's what I'm about to do here. Because that when they knew God, listen to this Bible. When they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations. That's what you just saw, a vain imagination. And their foolish heart was darkened. How in the world can my mom come to me and say that they want to be my dad? That's foolishness. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Oh, listen to this Bible. And changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like unto corruptible man. That's what America is doing today. And to the birds and the four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God, listen to what's going to happen to you right now. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts. You wasn't born that way. God turned you over to your uncleanliness, the lust of your hearts. You dishonored your own bodies between themselves. Why? Because they changed the truth of God into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the creator, who blessed forever. Amen. Listen to this Bible. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affection, for even their women, what? Even their women changed their natural use into that which is against nature. Somebody need to hear me say that again. For even their women changed the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust unto one another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving unto themselves the recompense of their error, which was met. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them up to a reprobated mind, the recompense of their error, which was met. Listen, I'm gonna tell you again. So here's the deal. This is the skinny of it. This is the short and skinny of it. Shout out to C-Dub in the building. C-Dub, I hope you heard that part. Because I'm touching on this when you asked me the question last night about being gay, and we're gonna do I told him I'll be available next Tuesday, so we're gonna do a show about Are You Born Gay? But I just wanted to bring this out. So here's my issue. Everybody believes in God. Everybody say they believe in God. Everybody say they believe in God. Oh, and they'll quote you all the scriptures. They'll quote you all the scriptures when it comes to money. You crooked preachers. I'm gonna get to y'all soon too. Y'all will quote all the scriptures when it comes to money. Y'all will quote all the scriptures when they say you're going to be healthy and you're going to do this. But when it comes to this uncleanliness and this unrighteousness, y'all turn a blind eye to this. Now, I will give you a mulligan and say that you probably did not know that this was in here. Lest it is in the book of Romans 1. Just read the entire thing. It's all good. But I started from 15 down to like 23. Glory to God. Listen, it's all there. So when you ask me the question, can somebody, I ain't picking on Dub, he asked me the question, can somebody be born gay? No. God gave them over to a reprobated heart. This is a man who is a whole woman, had a child, and now is saying, hey, I want to be a man. He wasn't born that way. That was his lust. He turned away from the natural use of the woman, and he burned with his own lust to turn towards men. That's all it is. He's nasty. He's nasty, and nobody wants to call it out. Everybody want to be so inclusive and things like that. I should have worn my straight pride shirt today. I have a shirt that says straight pride, and when people see me with that shirt, they always look at me funny. Well, why you got to look at me funny? Why you got to look at me funny? You took the rainbow that was a covenant between the Most High God and us, that he'd never flood the world again, and you turned it into something wicked. Why you got to look at me funny? That's crazy. If you ain't gonna adhere to the scriptures, and throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash. You can't pick and choose what you want. You can't pick and choose what you're gonna read, what you're gonna listen to, what applies to you, and what doesn't apply to you. Throw it in the trash if you ain't gonna use it. And stop coming to you talking about the Most High God that I worship knows your heart. Yeah, he knows your heart. You're a reprobate. He turned you over to your vile lust and affection. Oh my goodness, man. That guy, listen, man, God blew up a whole city because of this, as I see Jackie, Sodom and Gomorrah burned up in the flames because of this. But you're going to tell me it's okay. You're going to tell me it's okay. Listen, hey, man, God, for the people that coming in late, should I play the video again? Let me know if I should play the video again. Just had to share the live. Hey, yeah, appreciate that. Man, yeah, hey, Duran, I told you, Duran, I am back. Duran. All you getting from this channel now is the righteousness of God. It ain't going to be no foolishness. I don't care about Shannon Sharp. I don't care about none of that craziness. I don't care about men fighting gorillas, whatever. We got people dying out here. We got, shout out to Eddie Israel in the building. We got people dying out here. And the worst thing about it, we got people professing God and still dying in their lust, dying in their sins, dying in their nastiness. And no, these crooked ass tankhead preachers won't get up off their high horse enough to call out sin. Sin is sin. I hate the sin, but you can love the sinner, but you hate the sin. You got to call out this sin. You got to. I'm not just I'm like, really right now we're just talking about the homosexual, and Pride Month is coming up. I'm telling you, me and the Cap, I don't know if the Cap's listening, but me and the Cap, we're gonna do a whole series come June. You better. Hey. God made me. Hey, listen. It was so from the beginning. God made Adam and Eve. He didn't make no mistakes. He made Adam and Eve. He didn't make no mistakes. He told a man and a woman to be fruitful and multiply. How can God give a commandment to be fruitful and multiply and then turn around and make some people be born away to have affection toward each other? Answer me that question. I'll wait, because you can't do it. You can't do it. I contend that if anybody is in that, they're burning in their lust, or unfortunately, some of them as kids were messed with. And we're going to get into that later on. Some of these kids were messed with, but I do see one of my co-hosts in the back, man. I ain't going to make them wait too long. Young Kev in the building. What's going on, Kev? Unmute yourself, Kev.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
My bad. Yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Blessed from Jono, and I'm drinking banana water. But yeah, you preaching.
Hey, man, I do want to give Kev some props too, man. Kev got me on this journey. Shout out to Zay in the building. Y'all be sure to tune into the MMA Brothers this Friday night as they go over UFC 315. I give Kev some credit, man. Kev been talking to me on the back end about just changing up some things. So I start fasting. Like I fast 16 hours a day. I do the 16-8 intermittent fasting, and it's really been so much better, because a lot of times too, man, when you're fasting, the Bible, there you go again. I can't stop talking about this Bible. The Bible tells you these things come by fasting and praying. These things come by fasting and praying. Some things you're not going to be able to overcome if you don't fast, if you don't afflict yourself, if you don't turn down your plate. Y'all hear me? A lot of your ailments that you're facing, they start in your gut. They start in your gut health. Men aren't supposed to be walking around with these big old bellies. There's a problem there. Sometimes you need to turn your plate away. You don't need more medication. You need to get your alignment back in tune. You need to get that body back in tune. Hey, listen, man, the best thing, the other night I was going out and my wife looked at me. She was like, my God, hey, listen, I'm telling you, they be knowing because they notice it first. She's just looking at me like, huh. She said, all right, don't make me mess anybody up, because she know. When I got my mind made up on stuff, then, I got back into juicing. When we cook, we don't ever cook bullcrap anyway, but we cook more. That's always been the problem, because I work 12 hours a day. My wife works like 8 hours, and she has to take care of my daughter. So, that's a whole nother 2 full-time jobs. So it's hard for us to come home and then want to cook. And then I try to jump on here to do this. So, you gotta fast, man. You gotta turn that plate down. Eddie's saying your drink away too. Fasting is better than chemo for cancer. Listen, I've seen people fast and just miraculous things, man. But again, what do I always talk about on Pause and Reflect? It takes discipline. A lot of us don't have discipline. It is so hard for me not to eat anything after 8 o'clock, because Man Talk Monday isn't over until 8 o'clock. So that means I got to try to stuff something in me when I get home or right before the show is over. It's discipline, because if 8 o'clock comes, 9 out of 10, I don't want to break my fast, because I don't want to fall back in that sunken place. So I have to commit to these things. I'm on a fruit and veggie based diet. I consume yogurt. I made a big pot of banana porridge yesterday. Ricardo, you would have loved that, man. A big pot of a banana porridge yesterday that me and my daughter just completely destroyed. But listen, man, when we talk about righteousness, we talking about righteousness on every level. You want to be righteous in your body, because your body, you are the temple of God. You don't want to pollute the vessel that God gave you. And I always talk about this with men, and I promise you we're going to get into the show right after this. I always talk about this in men, how they die early. They die early because they don't take the necessary steps. One thing about a woman going to prolong her life, especially these women now, because they looking finer than ever. So now when they in their 50s and 60s, they still looking fine. They're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to live forever. Whereas with us, we just like, oh, just going and going and going. Oh yeah, I saw you, Eddie. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. I saw you. I saw it. I really didn't know that, though. I don't know why I didn't know it. That was me having a blonde moment. I don't know why I didn't know it, but I didn't. But yeah, I these women are outdoing us, fellas. I know on this show especially, they don't like me to praise the women, but these women are outdoing us. They're living longer. They're in better health. They're better emotionally. A lot of them are better financially. They're just doing better than us. And it would just help, especially if you got kids, that God, you would at least, for the sake of your kids, want to do better in life, want to be better, want to be around longer. I'm 45 years old. I ain't trying to go nowhere. I ain't trying to get out of here. Are you crazy? I got a little daughter to look after. And at the rate that these boys are going and the people that are raising them, I am deathly afraid that any of these guys will try to get their hands on my daughter. I got to be around for that. That's what it is, man. Yeah, wait, what does Peanut Butterface say? Wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna eat. Y'all can wait. You are what you eat. Yeah, you are. All right. And speaking of my daughter, here she go. Yes, we definitely, man, we definitely. Hey, the scriptures tell you it all, man. The scriptures tell you it all. I can't deny it. I told them this morning on Pause and Reflect. I literally ran for 5 years. I literally ran. I was running like I was in a marathon. I was in a marathon running from the Lord, running from God. And I had my Apostle Paul moment. I was persecuting Christians. I was persecuting the believers, and God knocked me off my beast. And he said, "Trevor, why you persecuting me? You know me. You know me. You know everything that I've done for you. What you, man? And on the day you hear the Lord, you better harden not your heart. Harden not your heart." And I'm telling y'all, and you know, Mike Mike is probably still sleeping because Mike works these ridiculous hours. But me and Kev, we're gonna hold it down until Mike gets up here. So let's get into the first story. And now I'm gonna be quiet and listen to the men. Now, Peanut Butter Fish, that's a fantastic name. You know what's fantastic about the name is that you embrace it, because it was meant to be a insult and you embraced it. That's the greatness of it. That's what I love about it so much. No, Peanut Butter Face, everybody can talk over here, especially the women. That's I don't silence no women. And actually the women get top priority to come on the panel if they want. They just can't overtalk us. That's the whole thing. That's where the problem ends up, where they come on here and they be wanting to, they don't want to be listening. Like, God, come on, slow down. But no, we invite the women to come on. I'm not under Mosaic law. I'm not under the Levitical law, but Jackie, well, we'll get in that later though. But the scripture, the dietary law, man, is righteous, man. You can't get away from it. You can't get away. Even that pig, that was a hard thing. That's a hard thing to turn that pork away. That's a hard thing. But you know, people who eat pork, you wonder why our grandparents always had all these issues. You wonder why they had all these diabetes. You wonder why a lot of them had their limbs cut off, because of the pork that they were eating. They're eating all that nasty crap, all that chitlins and all that foolishness. I don't eat any of that stuff. Are you crazy? I'm Jamaican. I don't eat none of that stuff. It's craziness. But yeah, man, that's that. Yeah, you gotta give it up, man. You gotta give it up. It's not healthy. Like the bacon and all, it's not healthy. It's just not. So, and I'm more so about the health of this thing. So let's get into this first story. This took place in Florida, and I didn't even know this. So the actual story happened in 2023. You there, Kev?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just sipping.
Right, so out of respect, I'm not going to put the kid's face on the screen, obviously. So I'm just going to read the story. But this happened back in 2023, and the only reason it surfaced is because now the parents are suing. They're suing. So this article comes from People Magazine, and again, I'm not gonna show the kid's face just because out of respect, I don't do that. Boy, 11 years old, died by suicide after alleged bullying from the teacher. 2 years later, his parents sue school board for negligence. Y'all heard what I just said. An 11-year-old boy died by suicide after alleged bullying from teacher. 2 years later, his parents sue the school board for negligence. So 2 years after 11-year-old Lewis John, oh my God, his last name is Johnson. Lewis Johnson III, LJ, died by suicide. His parents are suing the school district he was in, alleging that his 5th grade teacher bullied him. According to court documents obtained and reviewed by People, LJ died by unaliving on April 27, 2023. His parents, Tyka Johnson and Lewis Johnson Jr., filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Marion County School Board in Ocala, Florida on Monday, April 21st. Damn, that was my anniversary. They allege that LJ's teacher, Donna White, bullied him and recruited other students to bully him. The lawsuit names her as Donna, but school records list her name as Dawn. White was a teacher at Legacy Elementary in Ocala. Their parents allege that White constantly, consistently, and relentlessly publicly humiliated minor child LJ in front of his peers. calling him stupid and ridiculing him in front of his classmates on several occasions over a span of months per the filing. I hope this is really sinking in because this is coming from a teacher. Wait, somebody popped up? Hold on. Let me see because I'm on another screen. Oh, Big Money Mike is in the building. Yeah, I'm on another screen here. So they also claim that she would recruit other students to ridicule LJ and urge them to agree with comments that LJ was stupid and didn't know anything, according to the filing. The parents also claimed they reported the bullying allegations to the school board. They alleged that the board was negligent, which caused LJ to suffer depression and anxiety and his death. On April 21st, 2025, the parents demanded trial by jury as to all issues trialable as a matter of a right to jury. After LJ's death, his parents passed out Unalive and prevention flyers at his school. The flyers included the allegations against White. Additionally, as a June 2023 investigation into White's behavior was conducted, in which over 24 students, 12 of whom were white students, alleged that White would sometimes make students cry and comments on students' grades and in the classroom, per WCJB. Due to the investigation's findings, her contract wasn't renewed. Oh, yeah, whoop-de-doo. LJ's family also created a GoFundMe after his death to help raise money for medical and funeral expenses. He loved the beach, catching crabs, making TikTok recipes, and was a huge advocate for the homeless. Read the description as to how much. Okay, so wait a minute. A representative for Marion County School Board did not immediately respond to people's requests for more information on Monday. Lawyers for LJ's parents also did not immediately respond to people's requests for comment. So, all right. Again, as Big Money Mike is in the building. This is I'll drop it later, CW, because we got a lot of heavy stuff to get in. So I got to let the flow got to keep going. Yeah, you know it's hard for me to say Unalive, man. I turned off the monetary. I turned off the ad rev for this, but anytime I mention that word, they always try to strike my channel. So that's why I'm saying that. Here we have this 11-year-old boy, LJ. I didn't realize what his last name was. Unalived himself because he was bullied. And again, as I stated, this happened in Florida. This happened in the state of Florida, state that we're in. And I didn't know anything about this. Did you guys know anything about this?
No, it's my first time.
Mike, man. You there? Mike, I don't know. Mike probably
dozed off.
Yeah, he probably said Mike's still sleepy probably. So, what's going on here? Bray Wyatt attacking us? What's going on here? I don't know how. Oh, Mike fell off now. Something's going. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how this happened for months. All right, let me drop the link then, because Mike looked like he having issues. Peanut Butter Face, you can come up. I don't have a problem. Like I said, I don't have a problem with women coming up on the panel.
I'm wondering why it took 2 years though to sue.
I just don't like, like I say, like the overtime. I don't like the over talking, period, whether it's with men or not. I get frustrated by that. But yeah, you definitely could come up. If y'all want to come up, come on up. Anybody want to come up? Come on up. Here he go. He had to change it. Man, this guy's such a simple.
Is that better?
Yeah, Mike.
There you go.
No, I was talking. I didn't change the picture. I was talking.
Or whoever
I realized I signed in through the internet instead of the app.
Whoever this lovely lady is on the screen.
Hey man,
did you hear about this story?
I have.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And this is in y'all neck of the woods.
Yeah. They wild up here, yo. It's rough, but it hit a little different. Like that word kind of puts a twist on things, because I know a lot of people hold anger towards it, and some people hold reverence, like they understand, and some people just can never forgive. So it's a tough subject, especially for a young person. You know what I mean?
So Mike, me and you are the older ones. I'm not gonna act like Kev didn't go to school, but we grew up in the age of. What I'm saying is I don't know how school is now. We're in our 40s. We grew up in times where teachers would put hands on you. Teachers would get physical with you. Teachers would call you names. Teachers would do certain things. But and this is no slight on this young man. I mean, it drove him to off himself. But it goes to the point now, man, that these kids nowadays are so broken. It's before we came on the show, I was telling my wife I was going to have her listen to this. I wanted her to make sure she listened to me read this story. And my daughter was wondering why I kept saying like offing and unalive and this. And she said, "What, you mean suicide?" I'm like, "What do you know about?" I'm like, "What do you know about?" I'm like, "What do you know about that?"
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, "I see it on the bus when we're going to work. I mean, to school." Bro, that one hurt me, man. Because growing up, we didn't have to think about that type of stuff. We never. Oh, man, 11 years old, man. 11 years old. Y'all see the kid. Peanut butter face is coming on up. What is up, peanut butter face?
Good evening. Good evening. I didn't want to intrude because this is y'all Men Talk Mondays. I didn't want to intrude, so I'm not going to stay long.
No, you're all good. You're all good. Shout out to the queen of the Straight Talk Society in the building. This morning she asked me what a hate crime was. See, so my daughter, God, is unfortunate that when we were growing up, we never asked these type of questions because we weren't really exposed to that type of stuff. Everybody knew everybody. You had the random one-off guy in the crazy van that everybody knew to stay away from. But for the most part, it was just like we were all a community, man. And this is what I'm afraid of, that I know this for the fact we don't have no community. So Kev, what's your thoughts on this, man? God, this happened up in y'all neck of the woods.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's near Orlando. I don't know. I feel like there's more to the story. There's more to the story because I know with this case, he had a gun, and that's how he ended up unsubscribing. I'm wondering where he got the gun from. So it has to be from the parents' house. I doubt he has like a lot of friends to do that, because if he's getting bullied, that would mean that he didn't have too many friends to go to when it comes to that. But yeah, it does suck that these kids are like overexposed, because I think the internet is a good thing, but there's the negatives, because they're gonna learn words, and they're gonna learn concepts that we never even knew like way back then. I mean,
so Kev, real quick, let me ask you this: if regardless of who the gun belonged to,
mm-hmm.
the crime is still in the bullying, correct?
Yeah, I agree. If the teacher's bullying, then I think he should be persecuted, honestly. But I don't know. This story don't sound right, because it took 2 years to do the lawsuit. I don't know if it's because that's regular court procedure.
Yep.
But I feel like they were trying to build a case to like not okay, I gotta choose my words. I feel like they're looking for a different angle as opposed to like what could have been happening, because I know if like from what you're saying, like if this was happening for months, like how do you have a kid and you don't know what's going on with them? Like with kids, like they tell you exactly what's on their mind. Like if you ever watch a kid and he's like slumped over and he's walking, he's got something on his mind. So how is it that this kid was getting bullied for months and their parents didn't know? And like I said, he got access to a gun to do that. So where did he even get a gun to even do that in the first place? I'm pretty sure there's something else going on, to be honest.
So Kevin, this morning's sermon before I got off, I said, we're so busy on social media. We're so busy doing everything else that we can't recognize what's going on in our kids. So with you just saying that this kid probably was slumped over, obviously showing signs of depression, and nobody cared. Nobody learned the signs. If my daughter has a pimple on her face, I recognize it. I notice it. I notice everything about her. But we live in a world where parents are too busy that they don't have time to focus on their main job, which is their kids. Mike, What you got, Mike? Because you knew about this story. I didn't know. I didn't know nothing about this, and I feel bad because it happened in Florida.
I think see the age is a thing for me because 10, 11 is where you start to develop that if you're gonna be a loner or you're gonna be good at like hiding your feelings. Because I know what Kevin said is true about younger children, but 10, 11, I don't know. I was trying to think, is 10 like the end when they start maturing up enough to hide from the parents? Because
And
this is
girls, I definitely say that
oh
because
definitely
my
girls,
daughter be
definitely girls.
trying. Her little ass be trying.
Yo, if my daughter wasn't such a bad liar, oh my gosh, it'd be more difficult. I catch her, I'm like, yo, that's not, are we really doing that? She goes, no. I'm like, all right, thank you. Like she's horrible at lying. So I don't really know. But I, as a person who's had someone try to bully them, you don't want to run home because, like, especially when you black and you're in a black school, you can't just run home and go tell or run home and have your mom come to school or had it'll look crazy. You gotta like take that beating and or you gotta throw them hands. And I can luckily say that's the route I took, and that stuff dried up real quick. But maybe some kids never learn the lesson that the mental thought of the impact of a punch is way worse than the actual impact of a punch.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
That was the scary and that's why it made me laugh at people. Like the scariest thing in the world was to get hit with a punch, and then you got hit with a punch. You was like, "That's it, man! I'm about to beat the and the light just turns on in you." He's just I really wish he would have caught a good one instead of just like the threat. Oh, it would have been epic. I really believe he'd still be here.
But what happens when there's a teacher though? It was the teacher doing it.
Well,
The
yeah,
authority figure. The
that's a different
authority
thing.
figure.
Yeah, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. If people are hiding molestation from their parents, they could hide bullying. So I don't want to blame the parents. But I do want to say this person can't live. You say you turn the monetization off, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I knew I was gonna have to for this one.
Yeah, this person can't live. He can't live through that whole sentence. Like that's impossible.
It was a
I,
female teacher too.
you heard what I said. This
I
person
have a
can't live.
question.
Go ahead.
Is this a channel to where I just get in where I fit in, or am I just waiting my turn?
No, I'm coming to you soon. No, I'm coming to you
We
soon.
we kind of go
Okay.
by Adolf Trevor.
he called me. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
I just wanted to be clear.
no,
I
I'm
just
coming.
wanted to be
No,
clear.
I'm coming to you right now. Normally,
But
what I
don't feel
do,
if
I
I say
go around
something
the
wild,
board.
feel free to jump in.
Yeah, I go around the board. Before you go to Chandelier, I want to read this from Eddie. I was a victim of extreme bullying. It's what made me turn to the streets. I wanted to get tougher, but the thoughts of deleting myself were still there. And I don't disagree with that. I remember this guy who used to beat up everybody in the school in elementary, threatened to beat me up. So I brought a steak knife to school to cut his throat. And
Yeah,
when he found out, he was like, "Damn, dog, you was gonna kill me." I'm like,
I
"Yeah."
was just playing.
It was like, man. So I get it. I know. Like, oh my God, I hope my daughter's not around to hear that. She's probably like, anything I do is because my dad was a weirdo. But go ahead, Peanut Butterface. What's your thoughts on this?
I mean,
Bring that.
I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've
I
been
knew you sound
bullied.
like a bully.
No, I've been bullied, and then I turned into the bully. So you can literally bump into me in the hallway, and I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna punch you in your throat.
Mm.
So, I mean, growing up in a rural county to where it's more racism than anything else, you became super alert because I was raised in a household to where they taught you my parents taught me how to respond to the police, how to respond to white people. So, when you're super alert like that and you're dealing with so many gang activities during that time that I was going to high school. I mean, I graduated. I'm probably younger than all y'all. I ain't gonna say I'm probably. I am younger than y'all. I graduated in 2005. So during that
I think
time,
Kev got
and
you. Kev
Kev
got you.
got you.
so during that time in the early 2000s, gangs was terrible in high school. So if it wasn't gangs, it was bomb threats. So I then, like in middle school, I was like, y'all ain't gonna bully me no more. Y'all want to fight? Let's fight. And then I became the bully. Unintentionally, I became the bully. But I was also the bully that bullied the bullies.
Yeah, I
I
like
don't know
that.
if that makes it sound any better, but in my mind, it sounded
It
great.
does. It does.
So that's how I kind of taught my children. Like, if you see something wrong, say something. And I became informative, and I was just like, hey, there's this website to where if you feel like you're being bullied by your administration, add their name to this website. And unfortunately, my oldest daughter, she took it a little bit too far, and she actually became a bully to where there was a student that came on campus and literally wanted to smash her head. Like, her whole book bag was a cinder block
Mm.
in it.
Oof.
She had to learn the
Mm.
hard way. Like, you're not bullying the bullies. Like, you became the bully because you were bullied. So we're not gonna go down that route. So I've been on both sides as a parent, but I've been bullied as well. So with these younger children, the thing is, they spend so much time teaching you that your parents are wrong for how they discipline you versus
Oh man, come
Oh,
back,
she was
come back.
rocking.
Oh man,
You're
come back.
cooking.
She was she had barbecue chicken.
Come on, man, come back. Damn, she probably hit a bad spot or something. Yeah, peanut butter face, come back. So Nene says that today bullying in schools isn't the same as when we were bullied in the 80s and 90s. So I agree with that. So now Eddie comes back though and says that I disagree. The bullies were the same, just no smartphones to catch it. I don't disagree with that either.
That's a
Again,
fact.
hot and
And
cold
we
water come out of the
reacted
same
different.
faucet. Yeah,
We
we
reacted
definitely
different.
reacted different. Is she back? Damn, she froze up.
She
Chandelier
was
just,
cooking.
yeah, she was cooking, man. Drop down and come back up.
Bro, you
I
bringing
don't,
up all
But
my old bully stories, man. I
yeah,
got
I don't
mad
know what
bully stories
happened.
in my brain.
So
same.
I'm shocked that E says this. It sounds like there's a lot of holes in this case. And again, I wish I would have knew this when it happened. This happened 2 years ago. I'm just finding about it out about it yesterday, which really bothers me. Ricardo says it's usually in the red states. Jackie, that's the way it was when I was coming up. You better be ready to throw some hands and know how to fight. So and Jackie, because when we were growing up, they weren't shooting you.
Facts.
You could get you can get a fair one and you be good. Y'all will be friends playing at the basketball court the next day. Now these kids today can't take an ass whooping, so they're gonna come back and shoot the place up. That's just what it
Man.
is.
It's 12-year-olds doing drive-bys. I ain't risking that.
Yeah, I'm staying home.
But
I think she's back because she's saying in the private chat, "Are you back?" Because you was cooking.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know I went out. Like,
Oh
I was
man,
just
you was
like,
Ah, it's
man. Come
hilarious.
on, man. You was
I don't even
riding
know
out,
what.
man.
I don't even know where I went out at.
Oh my goodness, you went out about 2 minutes ago. I tell you that much.
Uh,
You were like at
The
the
cinder block.
middle, it's in the
right.
middle of
yeah.
your daughter.
So my daughter, my oldest daughter, because I have a 22-year-old, and I started early. I'm a teen mom, so I have a 22-year-old, and I have a 20-year-old. So I have a 22-year-old and a 20-year-old, and then I restarted, and I have a 13-year-old. So I kind of understand all generations because I'm young, my babies are in their grown tender ages, and then I have a baby. So I had to teach her. That was a hard lesson she had to learn. Like, quit following the crowd, because that center block, if she would have hit you in your head, you would have been done.
Hmm.
Leave people alone.
Yeah.
Quit following the crowd. She ain't bully nobody else after she learned that. Now, that's not to say that I didn't go to his unit, because I mean, I'm military. Her father was an active duty first sergeant. So I went up to the doggone freaking first sergeant office. I was like, so this is what your kid doing? So we had a parent to parent conversation. And I acknowledged where my daughter went wrong, and he acknowledged where his daughter went wrong. I mean, she was suspended at the end of the day for 365 days, but we figured out how we can do better as parents. And that's where the
Year
conversation
suspension.
comes into. So, and that's what I'm not about to do. Like, I'm going to these school board meetings, I'm going to the schoolhouse, and I'm like, what you're not going to do, can y'all still hear me, or do I go out?
Oh no,
No,
you
you're
good.
good.
You
You're
good.
good.
Okay. What y'all not going to do is tell me how to discipline my children and then try to lock me up and then there's no accountability over there for y'all bullying my kid.
That's a fact.
So where does the accountability come in? The parents said that they reported it to the school board, and
They
nothing, and they just now fired this teacher.
And they probably did, but that's where there comes the checks and the balance. They probably did, but where's the checks and the balance? Because I know out here where I live at, there's a website you can put their name on. And that's what a lot of parents don't know. So go ahead and start looking at your doggone freaking schoolhouses and your county websites to see where this bullying tab is at, because that's not limited to just students. You can add administrators on there too. And that's been there for a few years. That was there when my doggone oldest daughter was in school. So it's probably there, but the parents were not informed of it. But I'm sorry, the parents are going to get charged if that weapon belonged to those parents. They're going to get charged because they did not safely secure it.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I agree.
I'm glad you brought that up, because we now unfortunately have the loss of an 11-year-old child by gunfire, which, I mean, we could assume, allegedly, we don't know for sure, but probably belonged to his parents. God, how bad must they feel that if they get charged, as culpable in him not being here? Oh my goodness, bro. I can't even imagine. What's up, Moon Goddess? I can't even imagine, bro. Like, what the hell?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we have all the details, because if from what the article is saying, if multiple kids reported this teacher, then there's no way this teacher would have just gotten fired. So I think there's more going on than anything.
No, she's probably going to get charges the same way. I don't know if y'all remember a few years ago where that young white girl assisted in the suicide of her boyfriend.
Sheesh. Nah.
I'm gonna have to Google her name because I can't remember, but she assisted in the suicide of her boyfriend. Like, she was telling him what to do, and she stayed on the phone with him the whole entire time.
Wow.
They end up charging her. So if this is what really happened to this young man, this young child, because I'm not gonna say young man because he was definitely he was a young boy. So if that's what really happened to this young child, and there's proof that she is aligned in that, she's going to get charged. But most certainly, the parents are definitely going to walk away with a charge if they can prove that that was a firearm from the household.
You mean the one? You mean the one where the lady, they had the text that the girl was joking with him or trying to get him to do it?
No, she
Or
won't
she was
joke.
like, she was wholeheartedly in it.
No, she was definitely in it, but it
Okay,
definitely did. It definitely was text messages, and then she was on the phone with them. I watched that trial from the beginning to the end. No,
No, I didn't see that one.
yeah, it started off as text messages, and then she got on the phone with him, and he ended up closing himself into a garage. He ended up dying from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah.
Damn.
Easiest way out.
Yeah, and that was his girlfriend that assisted him with this. She was telling him, even when he was saying, "I don't want to do it," she was reassuring him that it's okay.
Mental manipulation and my goodness. Mike, go ahead and put a bow on this one so we can move on. We got two more to go to.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think this is a difference of generations, so it's going to be harder for us to understand than it is for beside peanut butter. We, especially people from my years, we all had a feeling of it's never that bad, but social media has made it so and such that people really feel isolated even though we're all connected. So watch your kids, love your kids, and most importantly, get on them school boards, get some attention, and watch out for your babies. Kevin's right. Watch out for those actions. And this is for my fathers out there. Sometimes it's okay to go to jail over your baby.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
Because I would have rocked that teacher the second I heard about it. School board be damned. You going to see me. You're not going to keep seeing my kid every day after my kid said you put your hands on. Nah, we good on that, homie. But all right.
So it's fun. It's not funny, but I think I told y'all last year we had a situation where a kid, threatened my daughter, and he was like, and when my wife came home and told me, and I just calmly said, I said, take care of it before I get involved in it. That's all I said. And she, my wife's an educator, so she knows how to word the emails and everything like that. And they had to take care of that very, very fast, because she put in there, she was like, I'm trying to keep my husband out of this. And because I'm telling you, man, when it comes to my baby, man, it's like, it's my daughter was born, and it took 3 months before we could even bring her home because she was in the hospital for so long. So I'm not letting nobody pick on her and treat her any type of way. She like the sweetest little girl. I'm not having it. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is with me. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It is what it is. So let's get, hey, Peanut Butter Face, you're welcome to stay if you want to. Let's get into this other one. Mike sent me this as I was checking through my IG my once a week. So let's bring up this my daughter was bullied. Moon Goddess saying her daughter. Look at that. Come on, man. Who the hell want to bully her? Come on, man. That's
you
what I'm
know
saying.
how I feel about that woman.
Like kids are bro. Kids are. Don't even get me started. Let's bring up this. I do blame the parents sometimes, because they mimic what they see at home. And if they see a house where the parents are constantly fighting and things like that, so now the parents are fighting one another. The kids are crying out for attention. So the only way for them to get attention now is that they had to turn around and bully. Chandelier and Kev, y'all might not know this, but Michael know exactly what I'm talking about. Follow me. Different Strokes. Do you remember the episode where this rich white girl moved into the building? And she was just a piece of crap. She treated Arnold like garbage and just was bullying him and everything like that. And then his birthday party was coming up, and he was like, I'm not inviting you to my birthday party. And then the dad, went to Mr. Drummond and was like, hey, she's kind of upset that she wasn't invited. And he tried to talk to Arnold, and Arnold's like, I'm not inviting her because she's a bully. Come to find out, the girl had all type of health issues and things like that. They said cancer without saying it. There go Bone. There go Zay talking about soft ass kids. They said cancer without everybody not 6'8" like you. So she basically had cancer. And they were saying that was the reason why she was projecting. So she didn't know how to make friends. So she used bully tactics to try to, but she really did like Arnold and, all that crap, man. So sometimes I think a lot of this are these kids just crying out for attention, crying out for help. And again, it just always goes back to what I say. We need to make a decision. Hurt people do hurt people, Moon Goddess. We need to make a decision as parents. What do you want? Do you want to be a parent, or do you want to be out in the streets? You signed up for at least an 18-year bid. Take care of your kids. That's all I gotta say about that. Take care of your kids.
Agreed.
Yeah, take care of your kids, man. Just you signed up for it. So let's get into this one here, because this one just, oh my goodness, bro. White privilege at its best. Where are we?
White supremacy too.
There you go.
Yep.
Rochester man is sharing footage he captured of a racist incident involving his 5-year-old nephew near Soldiers Field Memorial Park. Charmake Omar says he reported this video here behind me to police. It shows a woman yelling racial slurs at his nephew while at Roy Sutherland Playground. Tonight, he's also sharing his side of the story.
At the park were frightened. Obviously, the lady, she was very angry, very loud, a lot of racial slurs. Not only for my kids, other kids too as well on the playground and other parents.
That was Omar speaking with myself and evening anchor Cammie Raisler just about 10 minutes ago. We're also getting a look at the incident itself from Monday.
Did you call him a child? Did you call the child It is my own business. You call him
As you can hear right there in this video, the woman who's been identified as Shiloh Hendricks can be heard shouting the N-word multiple times. When Omar confronts her about it, Hendricks doubles down, saying she'll call the child one if he, quote, acts like it. Hendricks claims the boy took her 18-month-old son's diaper bag which Omar disputes. This video has, of course, now gone viral on social media. In response, Hendricks has started an online fundraiser, which she says is to help protect her family. She's now increased the goal from $50,000 to $1 million. At last check, nearly $360,000 has been donated. You can see that total right there. Now, we did reach out to Give Send Go, which is the website hosting this fundraiser. The company tells us it's reached out to the organizer, but doesn't manage or speak on behalf of individual campaigns. Now, we do want to mention a recent criminal case that's connected to this story. Omar, the man who filmed the video and the child's uncle, was charged with felony criminal sexual conduct. This is in Olmsted County.
What does
However,
that got
the
to do
state
with
of
anything?
Minnesota did dismiss those charges back in March. Omar tells us he's been receiving death threats since sharing this video online. He says it has him concerned about not only his safety, but his family's. We'll hear much more from Omar coming up at 6.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about this, but I'm gonna let the
So
meeting go first.
no, I'm gonna go to you first. But you see, so the way this works though, I normally just give my thoughts because mine is always the shortest, and then I just go around, pause, and I just go around. But so here's my problem. You see what they did at the end? They brought up the fact of Omar's his
criminal
criminal
history.
past. That
Yeah,
has
because he's Muslim.
but that has nothing to do with what is presently what we're talking about right here. This is what Mike always argue about. Why are you moving the goalposts? We're talking about you calling this little boy a nigger, and that's the issue. Let's stay at the issue.
It
Why does
doesn't fit the narrative.
yeah, but why does the media? It's the media who did that. So I can't put it on this devil. But they felt the need to throw that in. And the last thing I'll say about this is that it's now Ricardo put in the chat up to 600,000. So boy, you talk about white privilege. My God, go ahead, Chandelier.
Because it doesn't fit the narrative. The narrative is what it's going to be. And the narrative is there's this white woman who got stuff stolen from her doggone diaper bag. Here's a Muslim and Trump era. He's probably illegal. This is brown skinned man that's approaching this innocent blonde haired white woman. So we all know how everything is going to play out. We all know that the first thing when you calling out them jokers, the first thing they're going to do is mention your goddamn record. I'm sorry. I can't cuss over here.
Hey, you're in the right place. You're good.
The first thing you're going to do is mention somebody's record. Even if they're innocent, you're going to pull up all those freaking charges to spin your narrative when she was the one that was in the wrong. And she better be glad it wasn't my black kid. You better be glad it wasn't my black kid, because you would have been on World Star.
So let me play devil's advocate. Was she in the wrong?
She was.
Because what they're saying is that he stole her diaper bag or stole out of it.
No, he according to her, he reached into the diaper bag. Them jokers pull out a phone for anything else, but you couldn't pull out a phone for that. Where was his mama at? Where was the guardians? They weren't that far away.
Well, you see in the chat clip,
he didn't just come to this park by himself.
You see in the chat, Cliff says at the age of 5, I'll be the parent next to my child at the park.
I'm going to be there right next to my kid. And I'm really confused on where the parents was. And it took this doggone Arab guy coming up speaking on behalf of this kid, because it couldn't have been mine. You would have got bopped that day. You would have got bopped that day. But she felt so comfortable because she was watching. She knew that them jokers' parents weren't around. Now, where his parents were or his guardians were, I have no idea. But by the time that video started and ended, they should have been there to intervene. So that's on us as parents, as Black people, because we know what these jokers are out here trying to do. You literally just sat there and attacked that young kid. That's a baby. He probably wasn't even school age. That's a baby. and you sat there and called that baby all kinds of unknown names, and then here comes your little doggone freaking white knights coming to save you and giving you all this money to relocate. MF, we everywhere. Come to North Carolina if you want to.
Talk to him, Queen.
Kev, what you got on this, Kev?
So yeah, I agree with the whole with the bringing up his charges. His charges have nothing to do with the case. We should stick to what's going on with the lady and the kid. And from what I'm seeing with the story, like she's getting a lot of harassment, hence why she's doing the GoFundMe. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually fine with the fact that the GoFundMe is going right for her. I do agree that it was wrong that she was cursing out this kid and calling him weird names. But at the same time, if this is a 5-year-old, and I don't think it's a 5-year-old, it looks like it's a 10-year-old to be honest. But
my apologies.
No, it's 5. Don't listen to
But I
Kevin.
have a quick question.
Sure.
You said that you are okay with it going.
Oh,
right
I was
in her
gonna get him
direction.
on that.
Yes.
How are
The
you
reason
okay with it
go ahead.
going right in her direction?
Say that again.
How are you okay with it going right in her direction? That joker shouldn't have raised a penny. You caused all this.
I'm fine with it because I don't think her address should be docked or be cyberbullied. Well, she could be cyberbullied, but I don't think her address and her social security and her job should be docked because of this bad decision. Now I do believe that she deserves to get all the negative attention, but yeah, when you start endangering somebody's family and their friends because of words, that's where it becomes an issue. And so because of that, yeah, I'm completely fine with the GoFundMe. And I mean, and to be honest, like I can kind of feel her in that moment, because let's say if I left my wallet and I'm ready to like pick up my kid and I turn around and some kid is digging through my wallet, I might say some things that I don't mean.
Wallet. It's a diaper bag with small kids.
Well, we don't know what's in it, to be honest, but either way, you know, I'm trying to like relate to her situation, but either way, like we already know there's a lot of kids out there who have terrible parents who will let their kids like steal or like use their kids to steal.
But we don't even know if that's the truth. That's just what she said.
And for the record, Moon Goddess is saying the initial story said that the kid is special needs and lives near the park. He's at that park every day. So if that helps a little bit, he was a special, according to what Moon Goddess is saying, he's a special. He was. Oh, look at Zay saying he agreed with Kevin. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're saying that he was special needs.
Yeah, all in all, I don't think her address should be docked.
Oh no, definitely.
Negative,
yeah, you can't do that.
You should get the negative, negative energy towards her. But yeah, when you endanger somebody's life because of words, because of a mistake, then that's where like I draw the line. But continue, guys.
Mike, what you got?
A mistake.
Something wrong with your boy.
How was this a mistake by calling a kid the NIGGER?
I'll tell you how.
That
because
was not
Kevin
a mistake.
Kevin will defend a woman no
well,
matter
let me
what.
answer first.
That's the answer. Kevin will defend a woman no matter what. That woman could stomp a dog out in high heels, and he'd be like,
Kevin,
"Those high heels."
I need me a house. You gonna pay for my I don't want to use my VA loan, so you gonna buy me a house.
I'm okay.
No, don't make me.
But nah, man, some kids are just they don't know how to behave. I mean,
what if he was special needs though, as Moon Goddess is saying?
It don't matter.
Well, okay. I don't
wait a minute, Mike. You're saying it doesn't matter, or you're saying it don't matter to Kev?
I'm saying
don't answer for me, man.
Trust me, I would never talk for you ever in life. But it doesn't matter. Let's say the kid took $1, right? Then he's a bum ass kid. That's not what she called him. If the kid took it, you little hoodlum, that's not what she called him. You little thief, that's not what she called him. Okay?
Okay, so it's okay if black people call him the N-word, but when white people do it,
hey,
that's basically what you guys are saying. That's what y'all saying.
Maybe
can take your wheels.
Make it make sense.
And you could go somewhere the hell else with that. Say that for somebody stupid.
Let's get
that was the dumbest thing I ever heard. Take your
that's
wheels.
Where you're going. That's where you're
put
getting
the
at.
goalpost over there. That's dumb as hell.
Okay, can we pause? Because I don't want y'all to argue too much. maybe
not
as maybe
Why?
as a
That's what I
mama
do.
bear,
I like to argue.
maybe for me, I'm the Kool-Aid. I'm the Kool-Aid house. I'm the Kool-Aid mom. So I welcome all kids. All these kids know that when they need a great escape, they can go over here to my house. Even with my siblings that are grown, if they need a place to vent to, they can come here. When they had a headache with their kids, drop your kids off. I'm good. Let me get my baby fever out of the way because I ain't popping out no more. So go ahead and let me keep the baby for a little while so I don't get no baby fever. And
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
it. So with that being said, I'm not about to sit up here and call no baby no C word, the CRA, the little things with the little saltines on the top. I ain't about to do that. And I damn sure ain't about to call no baby no NIGGER, hard R.
And
I ain't about to do none of that.
she did say that he was acting like one too. She did
So,
say that.
so
Like
y'all just
she,
gonna move me out the way and then
No,
take my
no, no,
points. That's what we
no.
doing.
Okay,
But
I'm
I,
sorry. I'm
I
sorry,
have
girl.
another
I'm
one.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I
Nah,
told
Go
you,
just
ahead.
Mike.
bully. I feel bullied.
Mike, I told you we all
Mm-mm.
share the same views. I told you.
I ain't about to bully you. I'm about to go back on mute. I ain't about to bully
Nah,
you.
I feel it's too late. I feel like you took my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I just got jelly.
Peanut butter in the building.
You feel me? She took all the peanut butter. I just got the jelly.
Well, go
But
ahead and lay down the grape jelly.
much obliged. No, I'm. That's what I'm saying. Like she didn't yell at him for being a bad kid. She was racist. That's what it
Mm-hmm.
was. She wanted to yell at. And let's be clear, the Muslim guy, I don't trust him either. I ain't never heard nobody that didn't like the N word say the N word that much in my life. Not one time. I think he said N word one time and said nigger about 15. He couldn't wait to say nigga. He was like that teacher in school who you were. I'm dead serious. He was like that teacher in school who you read the Huckleberry Finn. He finally get to say nigga. Oh, hold on, nigger, John. And he was like,
Oh,
ooh, no, sorry.
that
It's
word
in the
was
book.
in that book.
Yep,
I forgot about
it's in the
that.
book. It's in the book. You can't say it's like he like that badass kid that was so happy to read that book about dogs so he could say bitch. He's like, oh, tell that bitch to sit down. Hey, it's in the book, teacher. He couldn't wait to say nigga. He was saying nigga. He said it every chance he got. Hey, who are you to say nigga? You can't call him nigga. I was like, bro, you could have said don't say the N word, don't call him that.
That's a
So
valid
I ain't
point.
listening to that dude. But the white woman,
That's
she couldn't wait to say nigga her damn self. I've been mad at children
but she
before.
tried. But she tried to hold it in a little bit more than old dude because I never paid attention to how many times he said it.
Oh, fact.
But
But you know,
but she
here's
tried. She tried a little bit harder than he did.
But here's the other part of that. This is what Kevin doesn't want to talk about. Kevin wants to act like, oh, this was a mistake. It wasn't, because everything that we witnessed in the video, what you have to realize is the Indian or the Muslim guy, he knew everything. He knew what was taken. He knew the kid was young. He knew because she had already said these things. She had already called him. She already knew that he took a toy out because the Muslim guy knew she took a toy out, right? He can't know unless she said something. He can't because he wasn't watching a black kid. So this woman had already yelled at the kid about, oh, you took my toy. So Kevin, that whole money issue is out the window because she already went at him. She already went. The time we see her calling the N-word or talking about the toy is already happened because the Muslim guy knows the information first. You know what I'm saying? You can't know somebody stole unless they already stole. So this already the initial situation already happened, which means she already was racist. She already knew he didn't steal any money. She already knew he took a toy and was playing with it, and he's still at the park, so he didn't try to hide it. He didn't try to disappear with the toy. He's at the park with the toy, and she's still calling him a nigga.
Very true.
Either way, either way. So answer this: does she deserve to be doxxed on the internet? That's my only issue.
No,
Yes.
Yes,
no,
yes,
Yes.
no,
yes,
no,
Yes.
Absolutely.
no,
yes,
no,
and I'll
no.
tell you
Absolutely.
Come on,
why.
no,
Yes.
no.
Absolutely. I'm
Kevin is
guaranteed.
full of shit talking
Cap.
about, oh, they deserve negative feelings. No, Kev, the negative stuff you get, doxing is a part of it. Every black person that had
That's
something happen to
bullying.
him got doxed. Every
That's
black
That's not
person,
bullying.
bullying.
That's
that boy
Mutual
accountability.
bullying.
that's
That's
getting back
accountability.
what you put out.
Wait,
That's
hold on,
getting
Mike.
back.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on. She does not deserve to have her address put out there. You don't deserve it. Not when you
Hey,
have
hey,
your
hey, do you
kids
think
there and things
Carmelo's
like that.
address got put out? Do you
Who?
think every black person that was on trial for something they didn't do, you think the address got put out? Why this
That
white
does
woman special?
that doesn't mean that it deserved to though.
Okay,
Hey, if
so
That's
everybody else gets
unrelated.
it,
What
she
are you
gets
talking
it.
about?
Simple and plain.
okay, Mr. Mike,
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
on God,
May
Mike.
I have the floor?
I was riding with you, Mike, and then
Go
you
ahead.
just
Mr.
That's
Mike,
all right. I got a
I
one
agree.
seater
I
bike.
agree with Mike. I'm sorry. So you ain't about to like me either, because I'm about to agree with Uncle Mike over here.
2-seater.
I'm about to agree with Uncle Mike. Because every time a black person commits a crime, is their address not doxed?
Yep. Even if they didn't commit it, it's on the internet.
Even
I mean,
even if they are found not guilty, like there literally was probably about 5-6 years ago, a little white girl came around here and claimed she was raped because it got out there that she was sleeping with jokers on a football field.
We
And
did that one. Yep.
when it got out there that it was video footage because she was on she was on them schoolhouse cameras, she tried to claim rape. That little boy had his whole life
oh,
ruined.
say grape because I don't want them to mess with me for
I'm
that.
sorry, grape. Okay, yeah, little grape. You know, little you can choose between the green ones or the purple ones. Yeah,
I
grape. We
prefer
need them
purple.
ones. So when that joker did that, that's what she tried to claim. She tried to claim that she was picking little grapes out here from the little treehouse or little vines or whatever else you want to call it.
And if
That
you
little
think them
boy,
racist hackers wasn't
his
doxing the
whole
hell out
life
of
was
him,
ruined. Only to
please.
come out that the video evidence came out and all these news medias was reporting on his doggone freaking address. They posted all his stuff. That's being doxxed. Because at the end of the day, the charges got dismissed. Do you think he got those scholarships back and it was his senior year? No. He
Well,
spent
Miss
2 years down there in the county. His address was doggone freaking posted where his family lived at. They had to move and everything else because we out here in the doggone rural county in Trump Town.
mhm.
I like
He
how
had
she
to
said
move.
rural.
They had to do all of that.
And we
And his
know she's
address was
guilty.
doxed. So
We
what makes
know
her
she's
any
guilty.
different? I'm sorry, what's
Well,
that?
I
Peanut
said
Butter
we
and
know
Jelly.
she's guilty. We know
No,
she did it. She did it for the
Ricardo, the
damn
link is
cameras.
in the chat. Ricardo,
you saying no, you can add some little jelly on the side. I'm okay with a little jelly on the side, but no,
Yes,
it's just
thank you.
peanut butter.
That's funny. Now that is a very great and valid point. Only thing I would rebut on is that when it comes to arrests in general or trials, it's already public records, so it's gonna be on the internet regardless.
So what
In
you crying about?
in this case, we never would have even known about the situation if the dude wasn't harassing her and putting her on the internet.
Dude, that's a lie. You can't
oh, the
But
guy
he,
was
How the
harassing her.
hell can you harass
Yeah, I
somebody
was
doing
harassing her.
wrong?
Yep.
but he did not post her information. He did not post her information.
Hey,
If he
I'm done. I said
Yeah.
the first thing I
no
said
no no
was
Miss
never
Uncle
defend
Mike,
any woman.
Uncle Mike, you gotta be calm. Uncle Mike,
Not
calm down.
oh no
Uncle
no
Mike,
no.
I got your
This how
back.
I am. That's
I got
Kevin.
your back. Calm down.
That's Kevin. I don't know what the hell wrong with Kevin. Kevin need
I
help.
got your back. I got your back, Uncle Mike. Calm down.
I appreciate it. Make sure you wash your
Okay.
hands. No sticky stuff on my back. My girl will get in
Yeah,
trouble.
okay, yeah. Go ahead and sanitize and drink some water.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it. Ew, water. Ew.
But no, Kevin, no.
Yes.
I agree with her stuff being doxxed. You know why? Because black folks is not gonna come to her house with tiki torches. Ain't nobody about to come to her house.
Facts.
Ain't nobody about to come to her house with tiki torches like we in Charlottesville. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody about to do that to her.
And we know she's guilty. It's not like she's innocent. She did it
Nobody's
again.
doing any of that. The most they would do is protest outside her house. And there's no video or freaking photo footage or anything that was even occurring. What
Agreed.
threat has been shown legally, picture wise or anything that anybody has even come out her house? Has been staging outside her house, anything else like that. The address was just posted. But tell me how many people was actually outside her house. Now that is the facts.
So let
Because
me
there is none. Just
let
because the
me
address is posted, what harm have you suffered? What anything have you suffered? Because you don't got video proof. You don't have footage
Well,
proof. Nobody's been outside your house.
based off of her GoFundMe, she's saying that her social
Oh,
security address,
mhm.
her social security number has been doxed. Her work address has been doxed,
Okay, so
and
Good.
she
then
got
also the
fired.
place where she
She got fired. She got fired
Good.
and she mad. She got fired.
Good.
She got mad. Her address got posted and she mad. It's really about her getting fired for her actions.
well,
Facts.
I'm pretty sure she wasn't making
But her
600K, whatever
address
Okay.
she was
being
doing.
posted,
Facts.
it's not like the drill sergeant that was chasing and yelling in that doggone freaking young black man's face that was running through the damn neighborhood in doggone South Carolina a couple of years ago. It's not like that case.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you one question. I want you to at least be fully transparent, if you don't mind.
And then I got a question. I got a question after
because I
that
know he
too.
wanna move on.
Right.
Wait, hold on, real quick, Kev. Ricardo, just come up, man. That's why I'm not saying anything on it because it's hard for me to separate my personal feelings, and Mike always yell at me for that. It's hard for me not to
Mr.
make this
Mike, don't
personal.
yell at
So
nobody.
That's part of our thing. That's my
so
charm.
come up, Ricardo. The link is in the chat because I know you want to sound off on this. You've been sounding off in the chat. Go ahead, Kev.
So you as a woman, you with your woman perspective, if you had a beef with somebody a week ago, and then you found out all of your information was on the internet, and you have people blowing up your DMs, even stopping by your house, would you feel safe in where you live?
Yes. You know why? Because I got a safe up here, and I got firearms.
Me too.
And I'm pretty sure she got the same. With her little blonde hair, blue eyes at herself. I'm pretty sure she got the same. So yes, I'm gonna be extremely safe. I got family around the corner, and I got a man in my house. So I'm gonna be extremely safe. What you want to do?
Fair enough.
What you want to do when you pull up?
Get shot.
So comfortable going out here saying all that stuff out her little doggone freaking lips that you thought there weren't gonna be consequences in 2025 with how fast the internet goes.
Well,
so
that's
no,
honey roasted
you don't get a chance to play victim. You don't get a chance. But again, I'm gonna go back to my main point. Where is the evidence that anybody has pulled up to her house?
It doesn't exist.
I got cameras.
It don't exist.
I got cameras. I got
It'd have been on
cameras from
somebody's
all
ring
angles
cam.
of my house because I mess with the police. I study cases for less. I'm talking about judges. I'm speaking about attorneys that get arrested. I'm speaking about deputies that get arrested from all angles of my house. I can pull up the video evidence and especially my Ring doorbell. So where is her evidence that she has been attacked?
It don't
that
exist.
people have been staged at her house. It doesn't exist because that's not what Black people do.
Exactly.
Man, Ricardo.
That's what them other folks do.
Kevin just want to defend the woman. That's all it is. That's what Kevin do.
Ricardo got
women.
Ricardo got a lot of smoke for this story. Appreciate that, D-Lock. Cotton candy grapes. Ricardo got a lot of smoke for this story. Ricardo, I'm about to move on, so you better come on up if you want to, because I know you want to say something. Get it off your chest.
I said my piece.
The link is in the chat. So
Kevin, I still love you, hon. I still love you.
I was going to be the one. I was going to be the one to vilify the little boy until I saw what Moon God has said about him being special needs. So I won't even bring it up.
He said it in the video. The guy
Bro, I don't even care.
He's special needs.
I don't even care.
Autistic.
There's little kids going in people's cars in Walmarts. If I saw a little kid going in my damn car, get your black ass off my damn.
That's not right.
That's what's
not
wrong
right.
with Kevin.
Whoa. Why is that not right?
That's mean.
White or black.
Why would you not ask where his parents at?
Kevin makes everything racist. He makes everything racist on black people.
Why would you not ask where his parents are at?
Where as he's entering my car, what if I come out of Walmart? He's entering my car. Where's his parents? Hey, little boy, you not steal from me?
Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Your first inclination is not to be like, "Where's your parents?" Your first inclination is to be like, "Get your ass out of my car." Like that's what you want to do.
Do not let Kevin move the goalpost. This kid didn't go in the car. It was an open bag with toys. Stop it. The boy isn't a criminal. It was an open bag with toys in it at the park.
The point is, it's my property. Get your hands off my property.
Sir.
That's simple.
Sir, if I bring food to a homeless shelter and then I put it in a bag and leave it on the ground, I'm going to expect some fries to be missing. It's a park and it's toys and there's children.
Mr. Kevin, where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Fort Lauderdale and I got bullied.
Yeah, hey Trevor, this is why you don't make it personal, because you say stupid stuff like that. Little, there's no 8-year-olds walking around opening cars, and y'all just went with it. Yeah, I wouldn't want nobody in my car either. What the hell is wrong with you?
Why are you capping
Uncle Mike, I ain't go with it.
Mike, are you serious, Mike?
About what?
Are you serious that there aren't 8-year-olds that there aren't 8-year-olds doing that? Are you serious
Sir,
about that?
now you sound like the chick's talking about the guy who's
Mike,
on the end. There's not a gang
Mike.
of 8-year-olds walking
No,
around robbing
see,
cars, sir.
you just moved the goalpost. Nobody said a gang. You said there aren't
Okay,
8-year-olds.
I'm saying if you see an 8-year-old if you see an 8-year-old in the gas station at Walmart. No, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's not even about 8-year-olds in
Mike,
cars.
moving a goalpost.
Thank you.
I don't want to
This
hear
It's
has
it.
Mike
not even
just,
nothing to
about
do with
Mike
8-year-olds in
8-year-olds in
cars.
cars.
Kevin invented that to vilify the black kid. That's what he
Mike just
did.
moved the
He
goalpost.
made the
Mike
black
is
kid.
right.
Mike
He
just
made
moved
the
the
Mike is
black
right.
kid
goalpost.
a villain.
Mike just
Off
moved
Ready
the
rip.
to move on.
goalpost.
This is,
Like,
nah. We're not
He
having
So
this
moved the
type of
goalpost,
dialogue,
and I
bro.
almost let you take me there.
Uncle Mike didn't move the goalpost.
no, he didn't.
Thank you.
He didn't. Uncle
Thank you.
Mike did not. He did not move the goalpost.
what you
Thank you.
got, Ricardo?
So let me so let me interject. So if you remember, Trevor, when we came to the last event we had at your house, if y'all have never been to um Mr. Street Talks special events, y'all missing out because it's a
And you're
grand
not
old time.
invited.
And
No, we ain't trying to invite everybody.
yeah, we're not trying to, but it's an exclusivity thing. But if y'all remember, if y'all didn't know, I have a special needs daughter, which is autistic, and I remember Trevor calling me into, he's like, hey, come here. So I was like, all right, it's something big going on. And my daughter was screaming. So apparently they were playing the game and she grabbed the ball. So if you don't know, that's why I came up to educate most of y'all. When we're talking about this kid, this is if I don't know if it's a 5-year-old or 8-year-old. All that matters is that it was stated in the whole clip that it was an autistic child. That should have automatically came up to your head that autistic kids neurologically, when it comes to toys or anything that is play matter or whatnot, it could be a book. There's certain things that what we call for them is stimming. Like they will grab things that they think is familiar with them, and then they will go, okay, this is mine. So it's up to like an autistic parent or someone to be like, okay, no, you're gonna share or you're gonna allow them to play. Which is what, if Trevor remember, he called me and I was like, all right, let me go get my daughter. She was crying up a storm, acting up a storm. It's one of those things where I think education comes into play when it comes to disability in this country. It's very important that we always remember this, because now it's turning into, he shouldn't have done this and he should. If you don't have a child or someone, if you don't know anybody who has a disability, it becomes a problem, because now we're doing this whole thing of, he should keep his hands to himself. If you don't know what it feels like to have a child that is on the spectrum or has a disability, worse, they're in a park. And it doesn't even have to be a child with a disability. It could be any child. I expect the parent to interject and step in and say, all right, you know what? That was wrong. Because I went through, not to change the whole story, went to an event in my city, and my baby, if y'all, because Mike can see my baby, Kevin see my baby, Trev knows my baby. My baby's is like a 1-year-old playing, with a regular kid, and this kid literally pushed my baby, and the parent is standing there, didn't say anything, and made it look like, oh, my baby was at fault. It's a baby compared to your child who was like 4. So who is that wrong? Who is that fault? Who's wrong? Because I expect you as a parent to say, all right, well, that's clearly wrong. He stood there and looked like, oh, it's my child's fault. If my child's a baby, and your child is older, so there's certain things I'm expecting society to do their best job at, and it's not coming across here. It's like we're doing this whole spin. It's a distraction. The media is spinning a narrative. This woman knows if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You literally knew what you were saying, because the guy gave you an opportunity to state, all right, ma'am, are you really going to say that about a 5-year-old? And she literally went with it. She went, oh, but he's acting like one, like a nigger. Like, you're literally going into that whole spin. You literally know what you're doing. So when he said, I'm going to put you on blast, and this is the other thing, we're in the age of anything you do now, people are going to take up a cell phone and videotape you. So if she knew she was about to drive off and spin off in her car, and your license plate is on there, immediately they're going to be able to know where you are, or who you are, where your address is. This country is the only country I know of, because Canada doesn't do this. When your address is if your name is in any public records, they could find you in real time. That's not hard to find. Like, if I get married in my county, anybody could know that I'm married here, because that information is not private, it's public. So she knew. It's the thing that my whole thing with all of this is that she's now playing the victim card. Oh my God, like I'm trying to protect my family. Lady, you did did a hate speech. You literally just called a child, not even a grown adult. You called a literally like not even an infant, a young person, and hate speech crime. And then you're going to sit there and go, oh no, I'm the victim here because, and mind you, we don't have proof of what she's saying. And mind you, I could, be on the narrative of young Master Kev here too, where we don't know what really transpired, but we're going by what he's saying. He's saying, hey, that child didn't do that, but yet you're running with the narrative, and she's going with it. And then this whole thing now where everybody's like, oh, but it's the white thing. And then now over on this side, the black people are like, people, let's just stick with the narrative. What this guy did was literally videotape something where it was a child. For whatever reason, the kid might have been on the spectrum, might have had the disability, it might have been whatever. It's a toy. It's not even like he's taking, and even if it was a food or gun, or I'm saying gun, food or what have you, whatever. All she had to say was, listen, no, that's wrong, that's mine, and you keep it moving. If you've been in a park like a parent, you will literally tell another child, because it's not impossible for other children or kids or whatnot to come and take up stuff because it looks familiar to them. If it's something that they are, that if it's a cup or whatnot, they're gonna come and take it. Your job is to step in and interject and say, hey, okay, no, that's mine, and you keep it moving. And if the parent comes in, then you say, you know what, they were trying to take up the cup, they're a kid, and it's fine. We have kids, we know what they tend to do, but you don't just go in a whole speech and rail and then go on, and he's a nigger, and then that is so unnecessary. And this is my problem now in this age that we're in. Everything is a distraction, and I applaud you, Mr. Straight Talk, for now cutting the bull crap with this whole thing with Shannon and everybody. Let's get on to the nitty gritty here. We got to stay focused in being parents and being progressive in our community, because the age and the time that we're in now, everything is a distraction to whatever they're trying to spin in terms of narrative wise. We got to be careful now. Even when you're in school, focus on your kids, focus on their intentions, but you as the parents need to now teach your kids certain things. Teach them self-awareness, teach them history, teach them whatever it is, because now you can't rely on teachers, you can't rely on people that you think would be there to progress your kids' lives. It's you the parent, the people that are in their lives, their forefront. You got to be there to watch and see what they're doing, because this is crazy. We're literally spinning everything, moving goalposts. This is a child we're talking about here, not a young adult, it's a baby that we're talking about. We're going into how, he shouldn't have taken this and it. If a kid does anything, take anything, and I'm sorry to go in the speech, but I had to go. That's why you hear me say I didn't want to come up here, because I had to come up and educate y'all. When you have a child that's this on a disability spectrum or whatnot, they're not thinking like, okay, it's someone else. They're thinking, oh, that's familiar, that's mine, I'm going to take it. It's up to the parent or the guardian or whatnot to jump in and say, all right, you know what, this kid has a disability, or my kid has a disability. I'm sorry about that, but it's not for anybody to go, oh, that's a nigger. This child is this is crazy. Let's just stop this whole bullcrap. Stop moving the goalposts. It's unnecessary. Just let's just focus on what she said, what she did. And Kev, that's crazy that you're saying that you're taking her side. I'm sorry, but no. Nope. And I'm just gonna wrap it up from there.
Hey, Ricardo just cooked. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
MIR member number 4. Well done, sir.
I forgot Deacon Ricardo. My bad. That's Deacon Ricardo. Ricardo just cooked. I got nothing else. My pastor always taught me, man, when somebody preach a sermon, you don't come behind them and try to preach it over. So Ricardo, what does your avatar say?
I enjoy vagina. Let's keep it at that.
Okay. I was just hey, nothing.
His avatar speaks the truth.
Hey, nothing. Hey, listen. Hey,
I ain't even pay attention to the avatar. I didn't even pay attention until you said something. I
trying to put my twin out.
Hey, got it. Never made a nothing. Let me all right. Let's move on to the
Lord.
Let's
Why
move
you
on to
do
the
that with the only female on the panel. Why you gotta do that?
My
let's
baby's
move
right
on
there. Look at
to
my baby. See my baby right there.
let's move on to the
That's the
main
second
event.
photo you chose tonight.
Even though
She's there.
I don't want
Now I switch the photos all up, man. I switch them all up.
I don't want to call this the main event, but let's
New pick.
let's go to the top story. Let's go to the top story of the evening. And it's funny, I've learned about this on my way to work this morning.
Hey, before we get deep, did I tell you that my girl? I love this picture so much. She went and got a air freshener made, and it's in my car of this picture.
This man showing off. I'm jealous.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. My baby love me.
I'm happy for you, though.
Thank you, and I love you too, baby.
Yeah, this nigga here,
y'all.
This nigga.
I'm gonna get a
hey,
shirt.
you know what though? You know what?
I'm gonna get a
Hey,
shirt.
you know what? Talk your shit though, Mike. Because
Thank
here
you,
go the problem. Here go the problem. See, and it's your fault, Mike, because I was getting ready to move on to the next story, but you always find some type of way to crank me back up. Here's the problem. The internet wants you to believe that black men and black women can't get along and can't be in healthy relationships. That's what they want y'all to do. And I keep telling you, it's you vocal minority beanheads online that nobody really wants in the first place, because you're probably sleeping on air mattresses and things like that. So we don't really want y'all. But the truth of the matter is, black and black men and black women still love each other. They still have relationships. We a little messed up a little bit because we allow this social media to allow us to kind of mess some things up. But I am not gonna sit here and propagate nothing that is all doom and gloom when it comes to the black man and the black woman. Everybody still love each other. I got a nice fine black woman with locks and look like a goddess. I keep telling y'all, boy, she look like you just broke her out of a piece of a mold or something.
She is beautiful.
Ripped her out the plastic.
I'll take your word for it. I've never seen her. I've never seen her.
She in the chat.
Nah, man, I got caught once.
She's beautiful.
I had a pizza float to me once. That's the closest I got to seeing her.
Now don't be trying to get in competition, Uncle Mike.
No, I'm saying I've never seen this woman.
Don't be trying to get in competition because you keep changing your doggone freaking profile picture to show yours off. Don't be trying to compete.
Mike.
Hey, that's my baby. I don't know.
Mike got a pretty. When I first saw the picture in the chat, I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you what I first said, but yeah, I'll say it.
Hey, yes, you can.
I'm like, this pretty ass girl is.
He said, boast his baby up. Yes, you can.
Like, who this pretty ass girl coming on over to the Straight Talk Society? And when I realized it was Mike, I'm like, oh, man. I realized she was affiliated with Mike. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Damn right.
And
look at that. Get your woman, twin.
Moon Goddess in the building. Hey, Moon Goddess and you know, Moon Goddess and my wife and Moon Goddess's man, we always hitting up the wine festivals.
I know.
Just having a good old time, man. Just promoting black love. You know, Ricardo married to my cousin. How long y'all been married now, Ricardo?
Since 2022.
Okay, so Dave, y'all got 3 years. Oh yeah, 3 years in the game. Look at that. Hey, listen, man. So all y'all that's talking about black love don't exist. To hell with you. You don't want it to exist, and you want us to believe that the black man ain't shit and the black woman, all of them are beanheads. I'm telling you, it's the vocal minority that you see online. Those are the ones that's beanheads and got problems. But the real ones that are in our circles that we really know, they handling their business, and that's it. That's it. Even Kev brought a nice sister to one of my parties, man. I
think this is a conversation for another day.
I guess
black folks in marriage. I think that's gonna be another topic for another
they always find a way to throw me off, man. But all right, let's get into the top stories that we can get out of here, because my daughter standing here acting crazy. I don't know, around this time she always start doing a bunch of flips and stuff. So let me share this. Oh, this one broke my heart, man. Oh my God. Oh, Moon Goddess said her daughter's listening. That's what's up. That's what's up.
The unofficial sixth member.
Let's see. Present. This one broke my heart, man. When I saw this, and Nene sent me, just as I saw this, then Nene sent me something on this right afterwards, and I'm like, oh my goodness, bro, this is disgusting. Let me know when it's up. Pause. Keep saying.
That's her job.
All right, so here we go again. Warning, because you're gonna see some issues. Here we go.
At these East Price Hill condos Thursday morning, Cincinnati officers tracked down a stolen vehicle.
As you know, we had a critical incident yesterday.
4 people get out and start running. In body cam footage released today, in just 6 seconds, police say 18-year-old Ryan Hinton aims his gun at officers.
He's got to go.
Police shoot and kill him. Today on MLK Drive, a deputy is working traffic control for UC graduation when a driver crashes into him.
There is a connection between these two incidents. The driver of today's vehicle that struck a deputy has a family relationship with the 18-year-old that we shot yesterday.
Chief, is the person who hit the deputy the father of the person who was shot yesterday?
Yes.
Ryan Hinton's father, 38-year-old Rodney Hinton, is charged with aggravated murder in the deputy's death. He was taken to University Hospital in critical condition. Hours later, the Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy dies. The CPD homicide unit investigating both the death of the deputy killed today and the death of the 18-year-old shot by police.
I can assure you, as the chief of police for Cincinnati, I will ensure you transparency and a thorough and accurate investigation.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top.
Got one more video.
At these East Price Hill condos Thursday morning, Cincinnati.
Nope.
Tonight, the father of a teen fatally shot by Cincinnati police Thursday, now behind bars, after investigators say he killed a deputy from another department the next day with his car.
There is a connection between these two incidents.
38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. is charged with aggravated murder. Prosecutors say he intentionally struck a recently retired Hamilton County deputy who was on traffic patrol.
I've got an officer now.
A makeshift memorial today at the intersection. The deputy, just identified by the sheriff's office as Larry Henderson, later died at the hospital.
He was so well liked and so well known.
A courtroom full of law enforcement Saturday as Hinton faced a judge. His team in court calling this an emotionally charged situation. Hinton making a hard-to-hear comment to deputies while being escorted out in handcuffs. The crash happened just hours after he joined a meeting with Cincinnati police to review body camera video of his son's death, according to the attorneys hired by the family to investigate the police shooting. The video, now publicly released from 2 different angles, shows 18-year-old Ryan Hinton being shot and killed Thursday morning by a city police officer.
He's got to go.
Investigators say the teen pointed a gun at Cincinnati officers responding to a call of a stolen vehicle. Hinton's family attorneys tonight writing they are heartbroken by this tragic turn of events, and we are all devastated for the family of the officer who was killed.
Shaquille Brewster joins us now from Cincinnati. So, Shaq, what is next here for the man being charged?
Hallie, he's scheduled to be back in this courthouse Tuesday morning as the state requests he be held without bond. Meanwhile, you see it there. Flags on county buildings have been lowered to have staff in honor of that fallen deputy. Hallie?
Thanks for watching. Stay up.
All right, so you guys need me to read the story, or you gathered enough from the videos? All right, so
I'm good.
One thing I do want to say to Moon God is
I need to recap.
That was before Moon God.
Yeah, this was before then, Moon God. This was before
before.
this. That was before Christmas. This was at Juneteenth. This was before. So
Yeah.
I
ain't trying to jam my man up.
Yeah, I ain't trying to mess young Master Kev up. What you were saying, Kev?
I need to recap. My video is like stuttering.
Oh,
Well,
man.
Jesus, you want us
Just
to watch
recap
that?
it. You're fine. I got
Basically,
most of it. I just didn't get the beginning.
They say a kid pulled a gun on the. I didn't see the gun. I didn't see the whole video, but and I thought they would release it for everyone to see it. But anyway, so they say they were running up, and in 6 seconds, the kid must have pulled a gun, and the cop shot the kid, and they killed him. Right. So the next day, the kid's dad drove his car.
The same day. It was within hours.
It was the same day. Okay, same day.
It was within hours of him seeing that footage.
He saw the footage.
See, on
drove his car
CNN,
into
on
the
CNN, they're saying it was the next day.
It's CNN lying. It was within that same day.
So he killed the cop that killed his son.
No.
Yeah.
It was not the
No,
cop that
it
killed
was
his
not the
son.
same
No,
cop. He
no, no,
picked
no,
a
no,
he
no,
picked
no.
a
Oh, he
random
didn't?
cop.
Oh, I thought it was
No,
the same cop.
no. It
No,
was just a it was a
it was
random
a
No,
cop
sir.
random
It's a
cop.
doing
random cop.
is
A
a
random
Oh,
random
well,
person.
that
cop
changes
doing
my mind.
is a
Oh,
It don't change mine.
is a random cop doing is a random retired cop doing detail for a graduation ceremony.
Correct.
So
Gotta
we
be
gotta make
careful.
sure we gotta be careful and make
Very
sure and
careful
know
here.
all the facts. Cause
I'm glad
Yes.
y'all told me.
because one thing I don't do on this channel is we don't go by no hearsay. Like you
Okay.
have
Correct.
to make sure that what we're saying is factual. And
Correct.
that's what happened. This cop that got offed had nothing to do with this.
Okay, I
Nothing.
appreciate that.
And this is why I'm gonna recluse myself from this conversation, because I'm not gonna do this conversation without emotion, and because it's one of those that hurt me too much. So I'm gonna back away from this, and y'all got it.
I got a lot of emotions, but we're gonna go with Mr. Kevin first. Go ahead, Mr. Kevin.
Yo, Master Kev, you got the floor.
Oh, I'm ready to be hated for this, but if the cop, nah, you see, if it wasn't for the dash video, I'd give him the benefit of the doubt.
Kevin's about to say what I'm thinking. That's why I don't want to
No,
talk
say
about
it.
this.
Say it,
That's
Kev.
why I
Go
don't
ahead.
want to talk about this.
Whatever, I don't care. I'm gonna say it.
No,
But
say
anyways, if it wasn't for the dash cam video of the kid running, if the kid was like in his car or like, you know, just calmly like listening to the officers, I'd be like, you know what, a life for a life. But in this situation, the kid was running, and I don't care for all the race baiting. Like I was already tricked in 2020 when they tricked us to go protest about George Floyd. So now it's like, okay, anytime I hear anything on the news,
No,
it's
hold on.
like,
Hey, mute yourself.
hold on.
No. Mute yourself. He's talking. Mute yourself. He's talking.
I'm sorry. I just want to go back to the George Floyd thing when he said they I wasn't
Yeah,
here for
he
that,
thinks
but
it was he blames George Floyd. I told you he's gonna hate everything that you think
I
he's
just want to
opposite.
Give
first
young
say
Master Kev the floor.
Let me
Let him
finish.
rock. Let him
my
rock. Let him
apologies, my
rock.
apologies, my
Let him
apologies,
rock.
my apologies, my
Oh no, you
apologies.
good, Queen. I was talking to Mike.
I wasn't even talking.
You're good. But either way, the media has a way of making a narrative to make things seem worse, or race bait it to make people want to protest and crash out and stuff like that. So yeah, because that kid was running in that video, I'm like, okay, either he was guilty of something, or either way, he just wasn't complying with the police, and they probably made a mistake because apparently he was unarmed, and you know his life was taken away. It's a shame. Now with his father, he's guilty of everything that they are accusing him of. They need to lock him up forever, because yeah, it's not even the fact that he went after, how do I say this? I probably would have felt better if he had went after the officers that, you know, were guilty of what they did, but he went after a random person. And for me, you know, random acts of violence is not something I condone. It's not even something I like. And I don't like the fact that like there's a narrative being pushed to like crucify officers for everything just because it's because it's a white person and it's a black person. I'm really not into those narratives. So yeah, lock this dude up, and yeah, rest in peace for the kid. But yeah, this is a lesson learned. Like we gotta like teach these kids, like it's not cool to like disobey. We gotta teach the kids it's not cool to disobey. How do I say this? Yeah, it's not cool to disobey the law. It's not cool to how do I say this? It's not cool to act gangster, because the bad side of being gangster is you gotta deal with the police. So you know you gotta choose your battles.
Chandelier, before you go, I just want to say this one thing. Cliff brings up a point. Why is this 18-year-old in a stolen vehicle? Not only was he in a stolen vehicle, but according to the reports, he had a gun on him. And I can't, until somebody refutes that, we don't know. This is what the report is saying. And I am just like Kev. I'm not going to be suckered into no race baiting. Everybody wants to make this about race. It's not about race. It is not about race. This kid was obviously doing something. There's no reason for you to be in a stolen car. If you're in a stolen car, 9.5 out of 10, you're doing something wrong. than to have a gun on you and be running from the cops at the same time, you're probably doing something wrong. Should he have been unalive? No, that's the problem on the police department. They shoot first, ask questions later. That is a absolute problem. So my heart goes out to the kid. But for the dad to take this vigilante justice in his own hands, and if it would have been the cop that did it, you could be like, all right, I could have some type of sympathy with him and I could feel what he's doing. But he just goes and runs into random Joe Blow Snow cop that, just like him, had a family. This guy was retired. He was doing he was doing security at this commencement service on the side, about to enjoy his retirement, and now they got to make funeral plans for him. You get this is where we get into this thing. Everybody always want to make this stuff black and white. You don't get no sympathy when you act out of your emotions. That is what this guy did. This guy literally went and acted out of his emotions, and he didn't even do it to the right guy. In his mind, he's like, oh, well, as long as I hurt one of them, they took one of mine, so now I'm gonna take one of theirs. What do you think is gonna happen to you? Seriously, what do you think is gonna happen to you? Instead of letting letting this thing play out. Let this thing play out. Stop acting out of emotion so many times. I talk about this every morning. These men and their emotions, all they do is they act out of emotion. That's all they do. You can't contain your emotions for a second that you going off the wrong guy. You going off the wrong guy, and now you're going to stir up some race war that has no reason to be stirred up. Now, 2 people are gone. The cops acted careless and recklessly. They're not being held harmless for this at all. So don't nobody be like, oh man, you're not holding the cops harmless. Yes, the cops was absolutely in the wrong, like they always are. I've been in contact with cops a lot more times than I like to say. I had 3 state troopers slam me on the ground and spit on me. I always tell that story. And you know what I did? I sat there and I complied because I wanted to go home. I didn't want to die that day. I had cops coming from a wedding. Me and my dad and my brother coming from a wedding pull us over and said they smell weed in the car. I didn't smoke no damn weed. Had me sitting on my suit in the middle of the road on the floor. You know what I did? I complied because I did not want to die that day. Why is it so hard all the time to just comply? Go home, live to fight another day. Everybody want to be an advocate all the time. Everybody want to, I'm an advocate. Let me preach this advocacy. I'm going to be a social justice warrior. How about going home to your family? You're being more of a man by just complying and letting the law play out. Stop trying to take the law into your own hands all the time. Stop. Because it never works out for you. Now his family is going to be without him because they're going to lock him away for life. Hell, they may try to get the death penalty if they don't try to, cop some type of deal. And now his wife and kids are now at home. They got to worry about burying their son. And now they got to worry about him at 38 never being there again. Never being there again because somebody want to prove, oh man, I'm a vigilante. I'm Batman around this mug. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. That's what we do. And that's why people laugh at us all the time. That's why people laugh at us all the time, because we're so emotional. As men, we're so damn emotional, man. This stuff makes me, oh my God. Go ahead, Chandelier.
Are you sure?
Go ahead. I'm done.
Okay. All right. So, I did not like the George Floyd reference. I thought that was a bad example. Because I felt like that case was completely different than the case that we have today. As far as what I have researched about this case, and I'm still researching, he didn't point a weapon. He didn't point a weapon at that cop. That cop fired shots into his back. He was running away. That's no longer a threat. He was no longer a threat. Now, I tell my children, don't run. Don't run. But even today, we see a Tyree Nichols that even not running away, you can still be beat and die. So I'm telling my child one thing, and the law, these police, is telling them something completely different. and they still get beat. They still get unalived. And let's not always now, our black men, unfortunately, our black men, our black sons, our black brothers, our black fathers, our black husbands are targeted more. But we women get it too. And it's unfair. And now, with that being said, in terms of the father, I'm sorry. I don't blame the father. I don't. Because me, I've seen too many black men. I've seen too many black women literally be unalive before my eyes. Before my eyes. I can't even name everybody. I just had a joker out here in High Point a couple of years ago that just got unalive by police while he was attending a fucking funeral. A funeral by the police. And he had nothing to do with anything. And the police unalived him and received no charges. So, for me, in my mind, and how I study law, he can get away with a crime of passion. Is he gonna go down? He gonna get some time. He can get some time, but it's gonna be a crime of passion. And that's the way that I'm looking at it. And that's the way, if I was his defense attorney, I'd be like, it's a crime of passion. Does it make it right that it was an innocent person? No, it does not. Condolences to that innocent person family. But we die innocent lately. We die innocent daily. Daily. And there's no freaking half mass on terms of these doggone flags or anything else when we die. There's nothing. There's no code of silence. There's no half flags flying. There's nothing. It's just a dead Negro out there. And our mugshot and everything else is doggone freaking posted.
All facts, no jelly.
Like, I ain't got time. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I do have a comment about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming to the panel, and I'm sorry you had to go through all that. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah,
Man, shut up.
I've been body. Don't do that. Don't do that. I've been body slammed by cops, and the same cop that body slammed me respects me today. That joker body slammed me in high school for fighting.
Yeah, you're a strong person for
High
that.
school for fighting. So
Oh my God,
I've been in car chases with the oldest two of my kids, the oldest two fathers. Like, that joker done took me through everything. And I'm still coming out here and I'm fighting criminal justice. Like, I'm still out here trying to get inmates to vote and doing all that other stuff. And these cops respect me. They don't like me, but they respect what I do because you ain't got no other choice but to do so. Because if you don't, I'm going to tell. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, do I feel bad for the innocent bystander? Yes, I do. But it's no different than you shooting us in the back. It's no different than you shooting us in the back when we run away. Okay, yeah, he doggone freaking slammed his vehicle into a car and he died. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. The same way y'all do us, thoughts and prayers, that's how I feel. Thoughts and prayers.
Shout out to Maria in the building. Damn. Shout out to TNT News.
Thoughts and freaking prayers. That's how I feel. Unfortunately, that's how I feel. Thoughts and prayers.
TNT News says that he has cops pull loaded guns in his face and he complied and made it home. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I agree with
and hold on real quick, Mike.
But he had guns pointed at him and he complied.
Chandelier,
running. He was running away and you still shot that man in his back.
Let me ask you a question.
Young kid.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question.
I think she's on the lag, bro.
Oh yeah, she must be behind. Do you have that same energy when we're killing each other in the street?
Here go the goalpost moving again.
It ain't the goalpost moving. It's not the goalpost. This is the 30% that y'all never want to talk about.
It's goalpost
you
moving.
Never want to talk about the 30%.
I most certainly do.
Let's not pay attention to us killing each other
at its finest.
Let's not pay attention to us killing each other. Let's don't pay attention to that.
That's a separate conversation. If you want to talk about quote unquote black on black crime, that's the second conversation. This is authority on black crime. It is a separate thing. These people are given the right to kill, but they must have certain criteria checked, and they're not checking it. They're killing people and saying, "Ooh, officer safety." It's bullshit. I was with you until you went to that nonsense at the end about always complying. Complying don't solve shit.
So how did y'all know he didn't have a gun?
The legal government don't solve shit. The cops are corrupt. The lawyers are corrupt. The judges are corrupt. So the law ain't gonna save nothing. The majority of cops that get cases go home. The majority of cops that have to go to the case, have to actually go to court, the majority of them go home. The majority of cops that go to jail, the majority of them are released.
Unions.
Quick, fast. It don't matter. The justice system is always against us. So if there are people out there that are ready to crash out and go there, I will support you when you going. Now, am I telling you not to tell your child to calm down? Of course not. I'm not nuts. I'm saying there's a reason there's niggas that exist. Because some niggas is willing to go there. Some niggas don't care. Some niggas is like, hey, I'll take my life and yours to prove a point. And I'm glad those niggas exist. Because I ain't that dude, but I'm not going to tell them not to do it. Because if everybody believed that, there wouldn't have been no Dr. King. There wouldn't have been no Malcolm X. If everybody was like, hey, I want everybody else, I want every... Nah, I'm talking. Just like you want everybody to shut up when you going, I'm going.
Malcolm X was killed by somebody who looked like him, but...
I'm glad that's what the movie said.
Hold on,
next
Zay.
to him? A nice Asian woman will sit next to him.
Zay, go get your cop friend. I run here from a real police officer.
I don't give a damn. I hear from real police officers. It sounds like bullets.
I want to hear what a police officer has to say.
That's what I hear from real officers. It sounds like bullets when they killing us. It sounds like I've complied and had an officer still pull a gun on me. I've not complied.
But you weren't shot. What are we talking about?
But you weren't shot.
You weren't shot. What are we talking about?
You weren't shot.
Everybody want to talk when I'm going.
You weren't shot, though. You weren't shot.
Everybody want to talk when I'm talking.
You weren't shot because you get I give you carte blanche to dominate the panel. That's why we interrupting you. You get to close out everything. You get to do the majority of the talking. So we having a conversation and you getting to talk. One time out of 62 episodes. One time out of 62 episodes, we having a conversation. I'm gonna let
go ahead then. Convert. Y'all convert.
I'm gonna let you go, but you saying some things. You saying some things that we want to respond to. And you just going. I want to keep letting you go, but I want to respond to what you're saying.
Well, you got to let me finish the point before you cut it
But
off.
you got to get it. You got to get it going. I got this little girl doing flips now, wanting me to come on. We got to get it going.
Y'all go ahead.
I want to hear what you're saying, but you got to let us jump in.
If y'all jump in, you
get to close the show. You get to close the show out.
Finish the point.
You get to start the show. You get to close the show. You get the majority of the talking. We just want to get in and throw one little point in.
If you throw the point in, it'll move the conversation to something else, and I'll never get the point out. Like when Kevin said, "Oh, what if a little kid stole something out of a car?" We started talking about an invisible kid who stole something from out of a car for the next 10 minutes. When that's not what happened. See what I'm saying?
But it's funny when you move the goalpost about the 8-year-old, and then you was like, "Well,
Kevin moved the goalpost."
No, but then not that one. All right.
Kevin moved the goalpost. I didn't move the goalpost.
All right, yeah.
Kevin made it a thief. He made the kid a criminal.
You're right. Hold on.
My apologies.
Go ahead and finish, Mike. Go ahead.
Man, it's gone, bro. My stuff comes in spurts.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Miss Peanut Butter.
He's not a cop. I thought he was a cop. He's a correctional officer. Shout out to Maria G.
That's the only thing I don't like. The only thing I didn't like, because once again, I didn't see a gun. Did you see a gun?
No, I wanted to read the story, but y'all didn't want me to.
No, we don't need it. I'm telling you, they put out a video. Did you see a gun in that video?
No, Mike,
no.
The kid was running. He was not complying. What are we talking about?
I don't give a damn. Not complying is not a murder sentence.
There's a 4-angle video that I do not have. The one that I have is the one from yesterday. There's a 4-angle video that was released today.
And does he have a gun?
Have that.
Does he have a gun?
I did not look at it.
And is he pointing that gun at an officer?
Look at it. Nini said they showed the picture of the gun. I mean, what?
Did they show the picture? No, they showed a picture of a gun on the ground. That's not the same thing.
Who had the gun in their hand?
Sir,
We've
Oh,
seen many officers.
come on, Mike. Come on, Mike.
Can I
Come
finish
on,
my
Mike.
point?
I gotta side.
Can I finish my point?
I gotta
We've
side with
seen
Mike.
many officers pull a gun out and drop it on the ground and say it was his. I
Man, y'all
said,
can't
was
y'all
the
can't
gun
want to y'all
in
can't
his
want to
hand?
support y'all can't want to support
No,
y'all can't want to support foolishness so much.
What are you
This is
talking about?
This is
I asked
ridiculous.
for a picture of a gun in the hand.
Straight
You
This
talk.
is
told me there's a
ridiculous.
picture of a gun on the ground, and
Oh
you
Lord.
telling me I
Uncle
can't
Mike.
ask for
If
more?
hold on,
Okay,
hold
semantics.
on.
Let the queen talk.
That's not semantics.
Hold on. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. Everybody mute up. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay.
Y'all are talking about
No,
a gun on the
everybody mute. Go
ground.
ahead, Mike.
I asked for a gun in a hand. If they have a video from the cop, there should be video of the gun in his hand. Why is there not? That's all I'm asking for. I didn't blame the cop. I said, show me the video. Whenever they have guilt on black people, the video seems to pop out automatically. Why is there not a video of the gun in his hand and him holding it to the officer? There are literally laws that state police are only allowed to kill when their life is in danger. A person holding a gun on the just like we had we talked about the kid who was in his gate and he never raised the knife and they shot that kid up and he was behind the gate. You have to they're gonna get off. You're supposed to be in danger. So if a kid is holding a gun in his hand and running away from you, that is not a time where you're allowed to kill. Unless he's holding a bomb where he could blow up the block, you're not supposed to shoot. Everybody, and y'all want to talk about you can't be in a stolen car if you're not doing nothing. That's a lie. I've been in a stolen car 4 times in my life, and I didn't know it was stolen until I got out. Kids are idiots. They do so. Hey, come ride with your boy real quick, and you hop in, and he got cocaine in his pocket. They do that stuff all the time. Kids are stupid. I don't want no giggles. That's a fact. I've been in the car dirty and didn't know it. Could have been pulled over. Been in the cop with someone who shot somebody that day and didn't know it. That's a fact. And all I ask is for a gun in his hand. That shouldn't be too much. If he was running away with the gun, there should be a picture out. Not on the ground, in his hand. I've seen cops have weapons in their cars to throw out. I've seen cops, hey, pick this gun up. With my hand, and I look
think
at
you
it
made
like,
your
I ain't
point.
touching
We're
it.
starting to get to tangents. So what would you have to say,
I
Queen?
know you ain't talking. Half of your
Well,
point was
hold on, because Mike, this is what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't know. To me, this just what this sound like, and obviously they agree with me what I'm saying. It just seems like y'all picking and choosing just to try to not call out what the real issue was. None of this would have happened if this kid wasn't in a stolen car. First of all,
I literally just told you I've been in stolen cars and didn't know it. In the same city me and you grew up in the same block me and you grew up on.
May I speak?
Go ahead, because ain't nobody listening to me anyway, apparently.
Just to calm things down. May I speak?
No. Hold on.
Talk.
Yeah, no, that's how we talk. Don't do that. That's how we talk.
Ain't no aggression. That's how I talk.
We love each other.
If we can argue about Butterfingers and I sound the exact same.
Yeah, no, this how we are.
Y'all about to make me smoke up a cigarette because I'm like, my God.
I mean, I'll get a Black and Mild and we can do whatever.
Get rid of them cigarettes, Queen. Get rid of them cigarettes.
Sorry about that.
I do need to get rid of the cigarettes. It's a process. So with that being said, like, okay, so I understand both perspectives. But for me, when someone's run away and you shoot them in the back, there is nothing to speak on. You shot them in the back. They're no longer a threat. They're no longer a threat when you shoot them in the back. And okay, let's say he had a firearm. Was it in his hand? Not one video that was released showed that he was firing at that deputy or that police officer, whatever the case may be, because there's different doggone levels of police enforcement. There's the deputies, there's the state troopers, and there's the city police. So not at one angle that I have seen showed him firing or one in his hand. He was running away. And even in your house, if you have somebody break into your house and they leave and they're running, you can't even fire at that person because they're trying to exit. If you fire at them while they're trying to exit, you're going to be charged. So why is it different for police when that person is running away?
And they'll win in court.
But they win in court, but I'm going to go to jail.
No, I'm
I'm gonna go
saying
to jail.
if you shoot the robber that's running from your house, they can sue you in court and they'll win. I'm
They'll
agreeing
win
with
if
you
they
wholeheartedly.
survive. If they
Yep.
survive, but either way you put it, if they survive or they don't survive, I'm gonna go to jail because they were
Facts.
fleeing.
Facts.
So why is it any different for police? I don't get, now. I'm not saying that I don't agree with telling your children not to run away, but we have seen with video evidence that even telling them not to flee, they are abused, unalived, mistreated, put in a hospital, everything else. We've seen that firsthand as Black people. We've seen that firsthand. I mean, doggone George Floyd is mentioned here. He ain't run, and he still had a knee on his neck until he
I don't
was
know why he
unalived.
did that. I don't know why he did that.
Sorry about that.
That was an example on this doggone platform.
Yeah, I don't know why he brought him up.
My
And
bad.
then you got the doggone freaking Tyree Nichols beaten to death. Beaten. Like his face was 2-3 times the size of his normal face. We still dealing with closing arguments. We gotta come back tomorrow. So what do you want our children to do? We tell them don't run. Give up. You give up, you get maced, you get all this other stuff, and you still get abused. You still get mistreated. What do you have for our children to do? You can't run. You can't fight back. You can't block blows. You can't block mace. You can't do nothing. You can't do anything. And then you have this father that just that he was sick and tired of it. He was sick and tired of it, and he responded. For me personally, that's a crime of passion. And that's in the eyes of the law. Did he pick the wrong victim? Most certainly. But the dude that did it, he's at home in his house. In North Carolina, I could have easily put up his damn name and pulled up his voter registration card, and I would have had his motherfucking address. And what you want to do?
That's exactly and I would have
What
done
you want to
exactly
do?
that. Would have made me happy. I would have no problems with the dad if that's what's happened. If they got the guy who did it, just like the man who killed the cop's daughter
But they're not
when she
going
was
to
going to
release that
prom.
name. They're not going to release the name of the person that did it.
Oh, there's ways. There's ways. That's
There's
what he should have
ways,
put his
but they're not
emotion
going to
into.
release it. But they're not going to release it right now.
Oh, facts. That's a
And
fact.
that's why I'm saying it was a crime of passion because they did not give him the information. You showed that man that video and he was enraged.
Oh, I
And
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
all he wanted was justice. You don't want to give me this? All he was filled with was anger, which is why I say crime of passion. And men don't typically use this route. Women typically use it when you find your
Right.
husband cheating on you.
Right.
That's usually the route that
Right.
women take.
Can I make a comment on that, Queen?
Oh my
Yes,
God,
sir.
Mike, man, I don't
It's
know
the
what the hell
truth.
going on with
But
Mike.
it's the truth.
That's
It
the
was a
truth.
crime
Women
of
use crime of
passion.
passion in court. That's the
Mike,
truth.
Mike done fell in love, and Mike done completely changed. Boy, I'm trying to
No,
tell
Mike
you,
is
like,
100% the same.
Mike done
Lord,
completely
Lord.
changed.
I
Don't
hate
do
white
me.
supremacy. I hate nonsense.
Okay, let me make a point before we get on another tangent, and then I'm good off of this article or this news story. So yeah, good point, Queen. This is a crime of passion, so I really don't blame the father. Although I do feel like he still needs to get locked up. But
Oh, he
in
gonna go to
general,
jail.
Oh, of course.
He
yeah,
gonna go to jail. It's just a matter of how much time he gonna pull.
for sure. But in general, next time we should just read the article, because the article states that there was a gun recovered on the scene and there were magazine bullets in his jacket pockets. So that would have also made it clear that this kid is potentially a threat. So all in all, the way I see this.
But did he fire?
Oh, come
One sec,
on, man.
all
Did
in
he
all,
fire? Did he point it? No,
Come on.
no,
hold on,
Fred,
Queen.
don't
I'm
do me
gonna let you
like
speak. Hold
that.
on.
Did he
I'm gonna let you speak,
fire?
Queen.
Did he point it? Did he fire?
One sec, Queen. I'm gonna let you take charge. But
Yes,
all
sir.
in all, I know if I'm a parent, for me, I expect my kid to be in his bedroom playing Xbox or Fortnite and not stealing cars, not toting guns, and not running from the police. And in general, like, clearly this father is not a good father, because if he was, his kid wouldn't be out there doing whatever he's doing. But in general, I'm teaching my kids like, yo, you need to make sure that you are on your P's and Q's and not hanging out in the streets, because this is where the streets and take you. You either go to jail or you end up in a morgue. So in this case, regretfully, the officer did what they did, but they were correct in this situation. He had a gun and he was not complying. And I can send you guys plenty of articles where officers who
Please send it
have
to me.
one sec, officers who have people pulled over and they let them slide when it comes to like not following protocol. Like there's this one video where this lady was like going in and out of the car, and then later on she started the car and drove off, and then she shot the officer right there. For him, like he kind of messed up because he should have followed protocol and had her handcuffed, but he was being cool and let her smoke. So you guys want to blame the
Goalpost
police for
moving again.
other people's actions, but you're not blaming the person who's doing the stupid stuff. So that's my take on that.
That made absolutely no
I
sense.
just have one more thing to say, and then I'm gonna be done because I know you got to get back to your baby. So number one, it has been said that the car was not stolen. The car was up for repossession. And the company that had the car up for repossession had reported it stolen because they kept moving the car around. So research that to see if that's a valid point or not. But at the same doggone freaking time,
Where you got that from though? What citation?
I have to look at it again because I be all over the place with it. I follow so much crime, I be all over the place. So I have to go back into my feed and find out where I watched that video at. So I have to watch it. Has it been reported by a reliable news media site? Depends on who you consider reliable. So that's just what I've seen. I don't know. But what I do know is I'm just gonna wait for everything to come out.
That's what I tell everybody.
I'm just waiting for everything to come out because y'all are saying he had a weapon. Having
I
a
ain't see it.
weapon, having a weapon does not mean that you should be unalived. Pointing it is
Facts.
something completely different. Pointing that weapon is something completely different. Now, would I have wanted my child to do that? Absolutely not. And I don't like how I'm being put in this bubble to where it's like that you would think that I would be okay with my child committing those actions when I just had a whole doggone conversation about bullying in regards to my kid in that concrete block. That's not me. My child is going to be wrong regardless. But I can't say that as a parent, if my kid is unalived by the police, that I would not respond a certain way. I can't say that. I can't
I
say that. I don't know how I'm
I
gonna
can.
react.
I know how I'm reacting.
I don't know how I'm gonna react. I don't know if I'm gonna go to that officer's house or if I'm gonna go to the first officer I see in traffic on my way there. I don't know how I'm gonna act. So he gonna pull some time. It's just a matter about how much time he gonna pull. Was he wrong? He most certainly was wrong. Does he deserve life? No, he doesn't. He don't. Them officers don't get they do more and they don't get life. Let's see how this Tyree Nichols case happens. So let's see how that play out. Ain't none of them jokers gonna get life. And they physically beat him to death. Doggone freaking Chauvin ain't get life. And
Facts.
he held a freaking knee to somebody's neck and watched him suffocate to death. So at some point in time, okay, I understand two wrongs don't make a right. But at some point, that conversation has to be had amongst the communities. You can't expect me to feel bad for you and you say thoughts and prayers for me and expect me not to say the same to you. You want to automatically deem us as black people nuisance and doggone thugs and everything else. But y'all just get away with everything because y'all cops. Y'all the police. But if it had been me doing that crime, I'll be in jail for life. So I get it. I get it. I get it. I completely get it. I get how everybody may see that, okay, you playing both sides. I get it. I get it. I get it as a parent. I get it as an outsider because I've never experienced any of it. But I can tell you, for me personally, I can't tell you I wouldn't have ran my car into that joker doggone freaking vehicle either. I can't tell you I wouldn't have. I don't know what I would have done. Me personally, I would have went to that joker house because I can guarantee you he a homeowner.
Yo, please don't incriminate yourselves.
Yeah, and the thing too, it wasn't.
I ain't incriminating myself.
But it
My kids ain't been attacked.
but it wasn't the cop that did it though. I think that's what nobody looking at. That it wasn't the cop that did it.
But straight talk.
And Mike,
that's what I'm saying.
before we go, address TNT because TNT and you got a conversation.
I've been addressing them. Yo, the point.
But hold on. I want her to finish real quick. But before we get off, I want you to make sure and address TNT.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Straight talk. I'm not saying I feel bad that it was an innocent person that was injured. I don't know how to say it nicely. I feel bad that it was a person that was unalived, innocent bystander. But we innocent bystanders every day. I feel bad for you the same way you feel bad when y'all shoot and unalive us every day. Y'all say thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. But at the same doggone freaking time, I wouldn't have messed with that joker. I would have went to the joker house that unalived my kid. Because I'm pretty sure he a homeowner. I'm pretty sure he got kids in school and everything else like that. He a tax-paying citizen. I'm pretty sure that joker ain't even written. I'm pretty sure he is an individual that has been on the police force for years. He is not a newly person. He has not been on the doggone force for 2 or 3 years. He is a veteran, which is why he knows how to play the roles that he's playing. Notice ain't nothing else came out. He already knew how everything is gonna go.
So, man,
and he playing them cards right, and I don't blame him for that. But I would have went to your motherfucking house first before I freaking rammed into an innocent person house or vehicle.
Oh my God, Maria, you just asked a question. Thank you. So Maria wants to know, should white cops ignore the calls from our community?
That's
a great idea. That's a great idea.
That's a good ass question. Because y'all want to unalive them eye for an eye, but then they the first ones you call when somebody that look like somebody that look like you
for eye for an eye.
When somebody that look like you is doing crime to you. That's why I don't.
And they make hashtags talking free Tito. He ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
This is why I don't understand y'all. I don't get y'all. I'll never understand y'all. Y'all are weird.
Shout out to Miss Liz. Hold on. Shout out to Miss Liz in the building. Hey, welcome to the Straight Talk Society.
Y'all are strange.
Hey, and Miss Liz is a lawyer. You know what?
Y'all
Miss
are
Liz,
strange.
hold on. Miss Liz is a lawyer. I want to hear from a lawyer.
Nice.
Miss Liz,
nice.
I'm about to put the link in the chat. If you want to come up, I really want to hear what you got to say about this.
Y'all are strange.
You're an actual lawyer.
Let me address your TNT.
Be nice. Ahead, you said you was done talking.
Who said no? I didn't. Kevin did.
Yes, you did.
No. When did I say that?
Yeah, you don't know, Mike. Michael go on.
I ain't never said that in my life.
You just said that like 10 minutes ago.
That was Kevin. That was not me. That was you and Kevin that said you were done. Kevin said, I got one thing to say, and you said, I got one thing to say. That was
look at that look at that comment from D-Lock. Look at
this is what I'm
real talk. You aggravating me.
I need
oh my God, TNT in the building now.
Y'all have problems. Y'all have problems.
Oh, hold on. Y'all gonna make me go overtime. Hold on. I got to bribe my daughter or something. Hold on.
Y'all go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike. I got to bribe.
Let me cash your daughter some money.
I got to bribe the little one.
I got to pay for her service.
Hold that point, Mike. Hold that point, because I got to bribe her so she can stop looking at me. Oh my God! Now the lawyer about to come up. All right, so let me
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Miss Liz, you tell Mike to calm down.
Please tell her that I don't get excited.
I've been on your side this whole time.
And that's why I haven't yelled at you once.
I'm just supporting. So what am I walking in on? Fill me in. What,
Miss Liz, the Rodney Hinton Jr. That his son was offed by the cops, and then the next day he went and ran over essentially an innocent cop. So we're just
Both of
having
you, Master Blaster, that's a lie.
Yeah.
I've been quiet most of the show.
We're just having the dialogue literally back and forth. Who's at fault? So I believe the guy acted out of his emotion because he unalived an innocent person.
Yo,
On revenge. So I guess Chandelier will fill you in also, but I know you in law, so I really like to hear what you got to say from the legal side. And
Well, we know the justice system failed, so
Well, hold on,
it's his
Miss
state of
Jackson.
mind.
Miss Jackson, are you aware about this case?
No, I'm not. But you got to look at his state of mind. So how I would approach it, and criminal defense is not my expertise, but how I would approach it is his state of mind. And the previous case is how the justice system failed Michael Brown, how the justice system failed the guy in Minnesota. I cannot
George
think of his name.
Floyd?
Not George Floyd, the other one, the one that worked in the school system.
Oh God dang.
That was reaching for his
concealed carry. God dang, what's his name?
not his concealed carry, but his
Philando Castile.
Philando Castile.
Yeah,
how they failed him. How all these other cases that played out in the media, how the justice system failed. So you got to think of the parent's state of mind. So with that being said, so you don't want to sit through that, and he could play temporarily insanity, and he might walk.
So I have a question.
Do
you think he would be better at claiming temporary insanity or what is it that I said earlier? Temporary insanity or crime of passion?
I would claim temporary insanity.
Okay.
All right, y'all hold that thought, because I want Mike and TNT to hash this out. What's up, TNT? I don't think you ever been on my channel before.
No, sir. Greetings, Trevor. Shout out to you, and shout out to your the SDS crew. Appreciate you for having me.
No doubt. Where you at, Mike?
Yeah, no, I just I'm not trying to be contentious or anything like that. I just was saying that it's common knowledge that if you run, if they believe you have a weapon, it's not going to end well.
Yeah,
and I wish that it didn't happen. Absolutely. I don't place guilt. I don't know if it was his gun, his car, whatever. But I wish that it hadn't happened, as far as the young man making the decision to run, because kind of like you were saying, Trevor, and like I testified in the chat, our interactions with police, however good or bad they went, they didn't end with the loss of life because of behaviors that were done during that interaction. And that behavior is to comply and make sure that you don't put yourself in a situation to get unalived. And again, I'm sorry that it happened. I'm not trying to be like cold or anything like that, so I hope it's not coming across that way. But I wish that the young man had stopped, laid down on the ground, whatever it took for him to still be alive. That's all.
But do you think that it should be mandatory that before you graduate police academy, you should patrol minority areas for at least 90 days? Racial sensitivity.
I mean, I think it might help, but then that might push the question: do black cops need to patrol the white areas before they graduate? So it's got to be fair, right? They can't just say, are we patrolling Chinatown too? Are we patrolling Little Mexico? Wherever all the different cultures and whatnot live at, or are we just tailoring it obviously to one ethnicity? That's all I would say.
But you have Billy Bob that's afraid of Taquan. He may have never been around Taquan and been in the hood. He doesn't know what the hood is. He's terrified.
Yes, ma'am. No, I agree for sure. And I mean, I can't speak for all law enforcement, obviously, but I feel like there's probably a fair amount of officers that look somewhat like me or Trevor that might be afraid of Caucasians. You know what I mean? Like if they go into a country area, they don't know if homeboy got a shotgun in his truck because he's a hunter or what. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand that fear is real for sure, not knowing the culture and all that for sure. And definitely there needs to be more education on that. But I would just say if it's only tailored to, hey, make sure you go into the hood before you're ready to go on the street, that might be, I don't know.
Something is
I don't
wrong
know,
with
man.
y'all,
That's a
boy.
good question, though.
Y'all
Something is
bugging, bro.
wrong with y'all.
Hey,
Something's
hey,
wrong
hold
with
on,
y'all.
Mike. Go ahead. Yeah, y'all, Mike, you got it uninterrupted. Go ahead.
It
Oh
will not be
Lord.
uninterrupted. They can't wait
Oh
No,
to say
no,
something.
Lord.
no, uninterrupted. Go ahead.
They
Go
can't wait to
ahead.
say something.
Go ahead.
Sir, you are all full of it. I don't know what's going on today. I don't know what kind of feelings y'all in. Y'all are all full of it today. Okay, first of all, at 8:31, you specifically said he shouldn't have had the gun. That's the whole point. Okay, that's you vilifying him for having a gun when we don't even know if it was illegal or not. We don't know anything. All we know is what the news people said. We
That's
have
true.
sat on this show. We have sat on this show and seen a news media tell us that a man beat up a white woman in a car, and then we saw a video of the man running from the white woman for how many countless blocks, and we were all like, what the hell? And then we saw the woman bleeding while sitting at a club, no, not bleeding, while sitting at a club with a bunch of other white people, then saw the woman in the house with her ear bleeding, and they still blamed it on the black guy who was running away. Okay, so facts mean something. You all heard a news broadcast and vilified this young man. You first of all, he had a gun and was in the stolen car. We just heard we heard a logical reason why he could have been in a stolen car from Miss Peanut Butter, and another logical reason why he could have been in a stolen car. He might not even have known. He lives in Florida, so having a gun is not illegal.
Hold on. Hold
But
on.
you automatically decided this guy was the villain. Everything you say is he did this. He should have did this. He should have laid. You guys made him the villain in your story, and then got a problem when I say he's not in mine. There's
This
something wrong
happened in
with y'all.
Cincinnati. This
Y'all are
happened in
weird.
Cincinnati.
So
Y'all
the
are
young
weird.
man was
I don't
killed
get it.
in
Uncle Mike
Cincinnati.
Price.
Okay.
Uncle Mike
Cincinnati.
All
Price.
right. Take that one part
Cincinnati.
out of it, because I mixed
Okay,
it up with the
because it
guy who was in
wasn't
Florida.
it was
My
a
bad.
repossession. It's alleged that it was a repossession, and the repossession company put it in as stolen
Right. I was
because
using
they
your
kept
point to
trying to
agree
hide
with
it.
you. I was
Right.
Okay.
agreeing with you.
Go ahead, Mike. Go
I'm
ahead.
using
Go
your
ahead.
point
Rock.
to agree
You
with
got
you.
it. You got it. You got it, Uncle Mike. You
Yeah.
got it.
I don't understand why people are so willing to vilify black kids. And then to come in and, oh, well, I don't know if it's fair for them to have to go through the hood. And hey, there is not a history of white men going into the hood and dying from black people.
That's
There's not a
true.
history of that.
That's
There's
true.
a history the other way. The history is the other way. There's no sundown towns where white guys can't go into black neighborhoods. That
Ahmaud
doesn't exist.
Arbery.
It don't exist. That's nonsense. There are sundown towns where they will literally tell you at the gas station, hey, you might want to get your black ass out of here. This ain't where you want to be. So stop making it equivalent. It's not equal. They're the killers and murderers. I know you like to blame, especially Kevin, like to act like it's all black people and black people are the worst culture and black people do all this. He loves to negate the fact that white people do the exact same thing at the exact same race when they're all poor. It's poor, not black, poor. Stop trying to make every black kid the aggressor. Cops are more aggressive than black kids. I'm
This
telling
is
you
true.
that. Black kids run away. When they see cops, they dip. Cops don't do that. You've never seen a cop go, oh man, this is crazy. Let me calm down. Cops have discretion, but cops also have a thing called laws and procedures, SOP. You guys love to take your feelings. You love to take your my moral black justice or how I would feel in that situation and put it on the cop side. They don't have that because they have guns. They get to have guns and walk around with guns, so there needs to be checks and balances. They don't get to kill somebody because they felt a way. I feel threatened. You don't get
This
to
is
feel
true.
threatened. That's why there are laws that specifically state when you're allowed to say you feel threatened. The problem is the government don't abide by it. You're not supposed to be able to kill somebody unless you're in a position where your life could be taken. A guy
Speak on
running
it.
away from you with a gun is not a threat to your life.
So what was he
Speak on it.
pulled over for?
It
What
don't
was it?
matter.
It doesn't matter.
It
He
don't
was
matter.
running and he was shot in the back.
It don't matter. When you get
So
shot
why
in the
did they
back, that
shoot him in
means
the
they were
back?
running away from you.
Because they
That's
said
exactly what it means.
they shot him in the back because they said that he had a firearm. He pointed at them, but he was shot in the back.
And that's the and if I point a gun at you and you shoot me in the back, that means there was time. So they're either lying or them
They
niggas is
lying.
X-Men. They either lying or they got superpowers. You tell me
Did
which
they
one.
release the body cam?
Not showing him holding a weapon, not showing
Oh,
him pointing a
wow.
gun. And like I said before, police love to let body cam footage out early when they know they got the person. They can't wait to let it leak quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is, before y'all go and make this black kid the next thug criminal of the week, can we wait for some facts? But I'm vilified. Oh, well, what you gonna do when the cop come to save you? Because he's the cop. I don't care if I got F the police shirt on. He's supposed to come in and save me. That's the job and the oath he took. Stop making your feelings, your emotions, your morality theirs. They're not you. If they want to have that morality, tell them to put the badge down. Put the badge down, and you can have all those feelings you got. Put the badge down, and you can have all the, well, that nigga looked at me, it was scary. You can have all that. When you have the badge, you're held to a different standard, or you're supposed to be.
You're absolutely right.
You're supposed to be, but you're not in this country because the lawyers are crooked who will hold you in jail knowing you're innocent. Knowing you're innocent, but they want to keep their rates high. The judge will keep you going just because they eat lunch and dinner with the lawyers and the cops, so they don't want to upset their people. The politicians won't do it because they're afraid of the lobby. They don't want the lobby to be mad. So all I'm saying, and I'm gonna shut up after this. I'm gonna shut the hell up after this. I promise you, I'm done.
You better preach.
If you guys, if you want fairness,
together.
if you want fairness, get rid of the police lobby and let them have to stand up like you and I have to stand up. If you and I go out there and kill somebody's kid, we have to stand up. We can't say qualified immunity. We can't run and go hide behind a badge. If they want to be able to murder our kids, make them come from behind the badge. Until then, they're held to a higher standard. Take it, be better, and if not, somebody get murked, that's on y'all. Because I guarantee you, they killed the wrong guy. He killed the wrong guy, sure, but that don't tell me that guy didn't do something messed up to somebody else and karma ain't coming back for him. I don't know that dude.
He might.
Oh, heck no.
I don't know that dude.
He might get a reduced sentence.
If you can invent an 8-year-old stealing out of cars, I can invent a cop that killed a black kid. How about that? And I bet mine is closer to real reality than yours the fuck is.
You still wrong.
Done. Y'all go ahead.
Is Ben Crump involved in this?
He'll be soon. He'll be soon.
Okay, because if Ben Crump is involved in this, he might get a reduced sentence.
Let me play this video for what we could just see. Just what I have so far.
At these East Price Hill condos Thursday morning, Cincinnati officers tracked down a stolen vehicle.
As you know, we had a critical incident yesterday.
4 people get out and start running. In body cam footage released today, in just 6 seconds, police say 18-year-old Ryan Hinton aims his gun at officers. He's got a gun. Police shoot and kill him. Today on MLK Drive, a deputy.
All right, so that's.
I didn't see no gun. All I heard was he had a gun.
That's the only thing that I saw as far as the body cam footage.
Okay, now you telling me they can release one guy's body cam footage, but not the other cops that were there?
Uncle Mike, may I speak?
All right, I'm done.
No, I'm not saying you have to be done, but may I speak?
Yeah, I'm about to be done. I'm about to be done soon. So we got to wrap it up. I got to get out of here.
Like even in High Point, North Carolina, just because you have Ben Crump don't mean that your ass gonna get away. That don't mean anything, because Ben Crump is just the attorney that comes in just to bring awareness, and he get paid off being. He just get paid off bringing awareness. He ain't really on. He's really not the attorney on the ground. So I need everybody to be aware of that. Like he's just the attorney that brings awareness. That's it. So stop thinking that these high-powered attorneys are going to come save you. You need to rely on your local attorneys.
He's going to bring awareness and exposure, and that's what you want. You want exposure.
Yeah, but I ain't about to pay your ass $1 million for fucking exposure, and
no,
I walk away with 100,000, and I done paid your ass $1 million.
Well, if you sue the city, if you look up, it's a case on YouTube regarding the Cincinnati police It was a young police officer. I posted on my wall after this. She used racial slurs. So their police system is very corrupt.
Miss
So
Liz, I love you, but I ain't about to pay y'all high power attorneys just to come up here and bring awareness.
you'll pay high power terms for you want freedom and you won't be in the cell with Bubba.
I'm still not gonna be free, but my money is gonna be my money. Am I gonna pay you all my money, or am I gonna walk away with a little bit more because
How
I'm paying
much
these
is your
local
freedom? You
attorneys?
don't have to pay him nothing. You pay him whatever you settle for.
Yeah, but that joker still can get paid more than the.
33% of your
But
settlement is going to Ben Crump.
he's still
33 and a third.
the majority of the settlement is gonna go to Ben Crump, and then I still got the local attorneys to pay, and then I
You
still
won't.
got taxes to pay. I'm gonna walk away with having barely anything. When y'all doggone freaking local attorneys, doggone freaking fancy attorneys, y'all still gonna walk away with more than me. I ain't about to pay nobody like Ben Crump.
Guess what, y'all? I got to get out of here.
I'm sorry.
We went
Appreciate
way,
you, Trevor.
we went way over the time. I appreciate the ladies coming up. Miss Liz, Peanut Butter Face, that name, Peanut Butter Face. Appreciate you coming through, sharing your points and talking points to this. Like I said, you're always welcome. I don't know how many more of these we got. Just like the greatest of all time, John Cena. There's a countdown clock on Man Talk Monday, so we'll let you know. All my shows have ended at episode 70, and we're on episode 60 of Man Talk Monday. So I don't know. Maybe we could push it to 70. Who knows? But I'll we'll figure that out when we get there. But I do appreciate the ladies coming on, man. Appreciate you coming through, TNT. TNT, what you got coming up, man? I got a debate preliminary scheduled tomorrow night with Peter and Stacy. So hopefully they're gonna try to set something up.
Oh, that's wonderful, bro. Yeah, no, I'll usually I'm in the chat watching, even if I don't make it known. And so I appreciate what you do, Trevor. Appreciate your channel for sure. Whether we agree with everything or not, you know what I'm saying. Very much respect for you, bro. And again, salute to you and your team. For Mr. Mike is right. I just want to clarify, you know what I'm saying? I don't have like a cold heart to that family's dilemma. I'm sorry that the whole thing even happened. I would much rather that the kid had not been in the situation, still would be alive, so on and so forth.
I 100% agree.
Right. So I hope it's not coming across that way. All I was trying to make clear was that, which I think a brother said in the chat, which is when you encounter law enforcement, and you're right, there is a history. Absolutely. And I know you're about to leave, Trevor, so I'm gonna make it short. But with the history being said, we're all aware of that as Black men, Black women, and we have to move accordingly if you want to survive. That's just a fact. If Trevor's on the ground getting beat up, he got to behave accordingly. If I got a loaded gun in my face, I have to behave accordingly if you want to survive. I know it's not fair. No, it's not warm and cuddly, but it is the world we live in. And so that's how you have to move. And I'm sorry that the kid was in that situation where things ended up with him losing his life. That's all it is.
I agree with 95% of that.
Wonderful.
Now you said it wrong. TNT's was a wonderful. That's what you supposed to say. All right, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Yeah, go take care of the little ones, man. I heard them while you were trying to talk. Kev, man, it was a spirited one tonight, man. Go to give you your close out, man. This was fun. This was fun. And to y'all, to the women, this is us all the time. Me, Mike, and Kev always argue. Always. We don't agree on anything. We don't. So I mean, that's just how it is. So it comes off like we're arguing and being combative. We're not. Kev, go and give you close out. That's a good
all
point,
love.
bro.
I just don't like Cap, but
Too bad you wear all of them.
But yeah, in general, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I feel like when it comes to people who get in these situations, like you got to start listening to what's that guy's show called? Pause and Reflect. because there's this one episode,
That's great. That's a great man.
and it was called Accountability. I'm sorry, your kid doesn't understand that life is not GTA. Like, you're not going to respawn in the nearest hospital. There's consequences to your actions. So, I mean, I'm sorry. This is a loss of a life. It's valuable and stuff like that. But you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. I mean, I'm tired of feeling bad for black people, because a lot of black people that I have encountered, right? They deserve an ass whooping sometimes. So, that it is what it is. But in general, yeah, there's no hard feelings. And speaking of accountability, if you ever bring 100 gorillas to me, I'm beating all they ass. Just know that.
Kev, it was a video. The video I was trying to send you was a video of a black dude fighting 20 women. I was trying to. That's the video I was trying to send you last night. But I guess the person that was the person's channel was I guess he had it private, so I couldn't send it to you. Mike, send it to him then, Mike. If you saw it, then you could probably access it and send it to him.
And it's funny because I thought of the one gorilla versus 100 people when I saw that too, and I was like, y'all gonna lose. I don't care how much stamina he got. When he was hitting them with the one hitters, she was out. When he got on that red one, she was out, and he ain't even strong as a gorilla. But I digress.
Yeah, I'm about to Google that.
Yeah, Mike, wait, let me see. It's easier. It's easy. Wait, hold on. Man, my eyesight going crazy. What the hell going on here? It's easier for us peanut butter accesses face to pick a side. It's us folk that love when calling out our community. All right, I may have butchered that. Not deserving ours. Okay. Yeah, peanut butter face, I give it on both sides. I mean, I give it both ways, and that's the problem. That's the problem. I don't think people don't like when, because it comes off like I'm picking on the side that I never talk about. So when I'm talking about that side for the one time in 2 years, it comes off like I'm being a bully to our side, and I'm not being sensitive. Which I started by saying, hey, this kid losing his life, man, is not a good thing. But at the same time, I'm also not going to say that the officer losing his life was a good thing. But nevertheless, man, Mike, gonna give you close out.
I want everyone to remember what Kevin said. If you can go back in this video, go listen to Kevin's closing. Kevin literally turned the kid, just like he did to the 8-year-old, he turned them into a villain. The kid, that's why Kevin will always be wrong, because Kevin moves from feelings and emotions. Kevin isn't talking about that kid. Kevin is talking about the kids that messed with Kevin when Kevin was younger. That's what Kevin's really mad at. Kevin's really mad at the community of black people that he came up around, so he can't see other black people. All he sees are, that's them niggas right there. That's all Kevin. Kevin got a Mr. Ruckus living in his head. That's all he sees. See?
Them
that's
niggas.
all he sees. If you look, and that's why I'm not mad at him, because he admits the truth. And when you say the truth, argument is over with. Medea once said, and I know you hate that. Medea once said, I know, when somebody shows you who they are, stop being stupid, get a pen out, write it down, and believe it. And I agree. So as long as he's consistent, Kevin and I don't argue. I'm consistent as well. I stay on the side of logic and accountability. But for you to ascribe logic and accountability, you must have this little weird thing called facts. And we have none. All we have is and admittedly, who everyone here has already said is a corrupt media system, who are owned by 5 to 7, the same media system who, when there was a guy who was stabbed by a white dude, didn't say nothing. But as soon as the Carmelo thing happened a couple weeks later, put it everywhere. He had a knife. Remember that? He had a knife. And he pulled the knife out and he stabbed this poor white twin. You remember when that was what was said? And then every black person, well, why you bring a knife to a track meet? You must be a criminal. Remember how people were talking? And then all of a sudden it turned out it wasn't a knife. And then all of a sudden people want a backpack. Oh, well, I didn't know it wasn't That's why you don't make decisions up front. Remember, and this is the best way I could get it to Trevor, okay? And I'm gonna stop on this. This is the best way I can get it to Trevor. You know how when you're watching SportsCenter and you see the same people that said Lakers in 5, right? When the Lakers are eliminated and then they start acting like they knew the Timberwolves were the team to beat, You know how you're like, what the hell? You just said. That's how you sound when you have to backpedal without facts. You sound like them. And I know you hate how they sound because I know I do. I don't want to hear somebody. Right now, there was somebody getting on me when I said the Lakers were going good. You know what I said? I said, hey, man, Luka was out of shape. Like I said he was before. I thought the Lakers would have did better. But I didn't start glazing the Timberwolves. No, I'm not going to because I thought the Lakers were going to win. They didn't. So that's how you sound, because later on I'm gonna come back and be like, didn't you say he should have been shot and he should have laid down and complied because he was this and that? He ain't have nothing to do with it. The kid jumped out and once again, I still haven't seen the gun in his hand. All I've seen is a gun on the ground. And I'm gonna leave it there. MIR is the crew. Much love to all of y'all. My 6th and 7th member, Trevor. I know you want to be number 7. Moon's daughter got number 6, but I'm trying to drag her in. It's okay. Love to everybody. I hope nobody took offense to it. You see right now, I talked all this nonsense. 20 minutes after I hang up, I'm going right back to sleep. No, my blood pressure will be the same. No anger, no nothing. I'm just a lazy, chubby dude, but I spit facts. And if you ever don't believe me, Google it yourself and come back and show me where I'm wrong, because I actually pay if I'm wrong. And I've only had to pay one person. And I've been on 100+ shows.
Wait a minute, did you pay Cliff?
Cliff was wrong. It was Kevin that was right. Cliff was wrong.
I thought that bet was between.
But
you and Cliff.
I think I did play Cliff. I might have. Okay, we'll take it there. The only time I'm wrong is when I'm mistaken about like a number or a place. That's the only time I ever get anything wrong. I'll think it's an island instead of a forest. I thought it was in Florida instead of Cincinnati. That's it. It's always something small.
I knew you was
and that's how you know I'm right, because that's the only time they get on me. Nope, it was an island. You said an island, because they got to get me with the small stuff, because Big Dog right about the big stuff. MIR for life. Members 1 through 5, you know what the hell it is. The members are invisible members 6 and 7. Don't worry, I got a Johnny Gill jacket for you, Trev, and little mama. I'm gonna get a little Kimber Lieutenant shirt for her. And we can ride. We're gonna take ill-ass pictures. I got MIR hats we could all put on. It's gonna be lit. That my girl bought. My baby is the best. I love you, girl. And if you remember nothing, remember, my baby look cute in that picture. You know what I'm saying? My baby look cute. Holla at your boy. Mike is right is out. I'm about to put my hat back on. Holla at your boy.
All right, Mike. Oh, man. All right, Straight Talk Society. There you have it. Another fantastic episode of Man Talk Monday. Listen, I do appreciate the sisters coming over. Peanut Butter for that name, man. Chandelier and Miss Liz, especially Miss Liz, for coming over. I had the pleasure of talking to Miss Liz last night over on the Honeybee hangout, and we had a wonderful conversation. So I do look forward to dialoguing with them more in the future. Listen, all women are welcome on this panel. You guys, regardless of what they say about me, I'm not misogynist. That's ridiculous. Women do get first priority to actually come up on the panel, because we'd rather hear what the women had to say, because a lot of times what we're talking about needs a pushback, like a yin and a yang type thing. So I always invite the women to come on. So I do appreciate you guys for coming through. We'll be back, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday for another episode of Man Talk Monday. Pause and Reflect will be back Wednesday. I have another episode Wednesday and Friday of this week. I'm definitely going to stick to my schedule this week. If you haven't yet, check out this morning's episode of Pause and Reflect, man. I think, man, I don't know, man. I feel like this morning, I think I had an encounter this morning. I'm not even going to lie to you. I had an encounter this morning. This morning was lit, man. This morning was something different, man. But so go back and check that out, man. But listen, man, we all just trying to build. I'm never, this is why things don't bother me. This is why things don't faze me, man, because I could come on and we could have these type of conversations. These are the type of conversations that we need to have. These are the type of conversations that move us forward. We're not going to always agree with each other. I don't want nobody agreeing with me. That's the thing. Mike will tell you sometimes I purposely say things just to make him disagree with me so we can get in an argument. I don't want everybody agreeing with me all the time. I don't. That's not, because you make for terrible conversation that way. If we do agree, then we agree. Like Mike, when the sister had her son go get the gun and they killed that guy in Chicago, Mike Mike was the only one saying, hey, there's more to this story. And I was crucifying the guy. And then when it all played out, I came back and I was like, hey, Mike was right. I'll tell you if he's right. That's one thing about me. I got no problem admitting when I'm wrong. So when we do get the full body cam footage of this, I do want to revisit this. Either way, whatever side is on, I do want to revisit this so we could talk about this case again, man, because I think these are those type of cases that people need to have, man. We got to start addressing some of this stuff in our community. You know, Mike talked about the sundown towns. I live in what was once a sundown town. My community that I live in doesn't have street lights. The reason we don't have street lights is because this used to be an all white neighborhood, and they didn't want the black people coming through this neighborhood and being able to see. So they would they'd be like, hey, if you're not here by the time the street lights, by the time that those street lights is supposed to come on, we're going to take you out. And that's the history behind where I live. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, that's, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. But what I am saying is this: cops want to go home too. Cops want to go home to their family. And I got a lot of friends as cops. I got about maybe 10 friends that's on the police force here where we live. And I'm just saying, man, if a cop that was your friend was in that situation and they were just ran over and unalived because of something somebody else did, how would you feel? And that's why sometimes I kind of don't want to do these stories, because I can't. Sometimes you can't personalize it. You don't ever want to personalize these things. But with Ricardo coming up and giving us a testimony about his daughter, I remember the incident that he was talking about. But it brings so many things into reality, because you don't know what people are dealing with when they have autistic children. Like, you see them and you're just like, oh, this kid is annoying, or this kid is crazy. But you don't ever look at what that parent has to deal with, or what life must be like for that kid. So, that's why I always talk about having grace. But at the same time, I'll still put my foot in your ass, if I see you doing something wrong. And based on what I've seen, I think this kid did something wrong. I hate the fact that he's no longer here, but I'll definitely, if body cam footage says different, I definitely will come on here and repent for it. Y'all know that. I got no problem doing that. So that's where we are with that. But nevertheless, man, I'm out of here, man. Let me go spend some time with the little one before she continued to give me this death stare. So see you guys Wednesday for Pause and Reflect, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. Please make sure and share out the video. I already made all the thumbnails for them. With Pause and Reflect, all you got to do is go to the playlist. They're already made ahead of time for the week. Like, as far as the thumbnails and stuff, I do them live, but the thumbnails are already out for when I'm going to do them. So you could just, subscribe to them, make sure you don't miss a show. So, hey, man, everybody try loving somebody, man. Just try loving somebody. Be kind to people. But remember this, always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. We'll see you on the other side. Peace.